Please note that this content is for adults only. And ducks. Viewer discretion suggested.
Since I'm pretty sure the law states that I have a right to confront my witnesses who accuse me of doing wrong, so I felt like I wanted to say it in front of her since she was the one up.
Hello everybody, how you doing? True Crime Metrics here. We're going to be talking about the Chris McNabb / Courtney Bell trial today and their case. Well, not so much about their case. Forewarning, a baby dies, unfortunately. 14-day-old, but we're not going to go into that much in detail, so don't worry about it. But viewer discretion is softly suggested for you to consider if you wish. Yeah, just a meth head, rage fueled rage thug, meth rage thug. Is it a rage meth thug or a thug rage meth head thug? He calls himself Crackhead Izzo. Crackhead spelt with the less common Q spelling. That's Q-R-A-K head. Anyway, what happened? He had a 14-day-old baby that he bashed in and hid in the woods and blamed his neighbor. But the real interesting thing about this case is the view that it gives to the underbelly of society, the meth head trailer park. It is fantastic. It's almost parody. It's like a pantomime. If someone was a creative director that was just getting started in the business, wanted to come up with a cast of characters to represent middle America, or maybe not middle America, but some section of America, we're going to have a look into it right now through the trial. The good news is we've got 3 opening statements. All of them are very short. We should be able to get through all 3 views, angles, and considerations in the time it takes Georgia Kaplan to just do one half of a prosecuting closing argument before Judge Everett's much-needed sugar cookie break. We're going to have a sugar cookie break right now on buymeacoffee.com. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment to the channel, video, and account of True Crime Metrics. This is episode 2. We're actually going to be doing episode 1 tomorrow, out of order completely. And we're going to be starting off with looking at the sentencing. So, all our chapters are having an adventure today. Everyone's going anywhere they choose, all at once. Chapter 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and cue video, please.
Since I'm pretty sure the law states that I have a right to confront my witnesses who accuse me of doing wrong, so I felt like I wanted to say it in front of her since she was the one up here slandering me. And that's all I got to say.
Okay, don't worry about that comment right now. That's the Midnight Express comment. We're going to come back to that at the end of this series.
You sure you don't want to talk about the sentencing and all of that? That was the only thing you wanted to tell the court?
I mean, I haven't heard anything about a sentence. I was just
About the sentence
commenting on that. I
for the
understand that.
charges. And I just wanted to know if you had anything you wanted to say to the court.
I mean, I
prior
got a lot to
sentencing.
say. I got a lot to say, but I'm not going to be able to say half of it.
I don't know, because I don't know what you're going to say.
I'm innocent. I didn't do it.
Okay.
I've maintained that the whole time. I feel like there was things that...
Is that it? Yeah, I got that from the not guilty plea. I maintained my innocence the whole time, so that's proof. And man, if you're at the point in your life where you are facing life in confinement, looking at a judge with a face tattoo that across your forehead, right on the bone, that says, face up or lace up. You're not in a good position. It's not going to be a good day. Even if you thought it was going to be a good day when you woke up and you just had that good day feeling, it's not going to turn out well.
Were allowed to be said that should have never been allowed to be said. It didn't have nothing whatsoever to do with the case and what was being said. Just
What, like your violent record?
because somebody has domestic abuse issues with their spouse doesn't mean that they would put their hands on their kids, which has also been.
Hang on. Just because somebody has domestic abuse issues with their spouse, just because I beat my wife daily, doesn't mean I would lay my hands on my kids.
Pretty much proved that I've never touched my kids in any harmful manner whatsoever. I've never harmed my kids. I didn't.
The only time I hurt the kids is when I was using one of the kids to beat my wife with. Somebody borrowed my bat. I had to use one of the kids and they bumped their noggin.
Didn't even hear anything that said that I had done anything to her in front of the kids. So that doesn't make sense either. And, just...
Yeah, I beat my wife, but not in front of the kids.
To let the record show that I don't think I ever put my hands on her in front of those kids. And...
Because I have control.
I just don't feel like just because somebody has domestic issues with the female in their life that they love, that they were just able to just say, oh, he don't love you and all that stuff just in front of everybody or whatever, which doesn't matter. But I just don't understand how you find somebody guilty of doing something to a 15-day-old baby because there was no evidence whatsoever that proved anything about me putting my hands on my kids. I've never done it. I never would. I don't believe in it. I was beat as a child, and I don't agree with it at all. And I would never do it. I would never do this. That's all I got to say. I would never do it. I'm innocent.
Well, I can make a lot of comments on what you said. I can make a lot of comments on the trial, but I know that was just be arguing with you or talking with you. I'll ask you one simple question. You claim you're innocent, so you tell me what sentence the man or woman that you claim did this should receive.
If you ever find out who did them, they deserve to be under the jail.
Okay, so they ought to get the maximum sentence.
Most definitely.
Okay. On the crime of malice murder, I sentence you to life in confinement without parole. On concealing the death of another, I sentence you to 10 years in confinement, consecutive or after. Count one. Do you understand each of your sentences?
Yes, sir.
I want to advise you that you have 30 days after today to file a notice of appeal
It'll be filed.
on this case. I'm going to instruct Mr. Carter on behalf of you to file a motion for a new trial to make sure your rights are protected. If you wish to allege that Mr. Carter did not do an effective job, then we'll bring in another attorney to handle the appeal so that issue can be raised, and that's fine with Mr. Carter. He takes no offense.
I think he did an incredible job.
Well, that's fine. I'm just indicating to you that in order to claim your attorney at trial was ineffective or did not do a good job, you have to raise it at the earliest moment, which would be here.
I won't be filing anything against my attorney.
That's fine. I also want to inform you that if the case is appealed, if the Supreme Court of Georgia affirms your case, you have 4 years from that date. The affirmation is made in what they call a remitter. The case is sent back down here to file what is known as a writ of habeas corpus, claiming that your body is still being held illegally and unconstitutional. It has to be done within 4 years of that date. 4 years and 1 day, they would not listen to it. So do you understand?
I don't think they're going to listen to it. And I don't think it was a good idea that he said, I think my attorney did a wonderful job. I won't be filing anything against him. I'm loyal, Can't you tell that from my, relationship record? Yeah, I guess ineffective assistance of counsel is out of the window for his appeal. I think you did a wonderful job. I wouldn't have changed a thing. Can I just submit that to the record? Ruining any future hope that I might have? I think I'm going to get a tattoo of my attorney on my face so I can see him every time that I brush the teeth that I have left. Oh, let's have a look at what these guys are saying. What are they saying?
My 2-week-old is not in her sleeper. Her passy is on the floor.
A mother's desperate 911.
Look at that, huh? I mean, it looks nice from the sky, right? From far away, when you can't smell it, it looks okay. Clean lawns. Everyone's got their own space. They're together, but they're apart, right? It's a community of meth.
One call from inside this Georgia home, 40 miles southeast of Atlanta.
She's not in her sleeper. She's not here. I've looked everywhere.
There's this great bit. I mean, there's so many great bits in this trial and story and everything. Every single witness that they call in is already in custody on other offenses. I mean, pretty much a bunch of them. At least 3. They all come in jail scrubs. It's like, I'm on charges. Meth. Yeah, it was meth. Oh, it's great. Everybody works at the carnival. It's fantastic. There's just so much. But what's the one thing? They drive around in a PT Cruiser that they call the Methmobile, right? That they stole off her dad. And when her dad came and saw them living in shit, just like living in their own shit on the walls, meth on the walls, shit on the walls, the dad took the kid away. And then they said, listen, we'll trade you the car for the kid. Or maybe it was the other way around. They wanted to borrow the car, and they said, you want the kid? You want that kid to be safe, don't you? Give us the car, old man. But yeah, Chris McNabb, when the cops show up, he's like, yeah. My 14-day-old baby is missing, and I went to look for her in the woods. Isn't that the first thought on anyone's mind when they come into the living room or whatever, the bedroom, and they say, hey, look, that baby that was born 2 weeks ago is not where we left her. Now, where could she be? How about in the woods? I mean, how far are the woods away? That's a lot of crawling when you're 2 weeks old.
15-day-old Kalia McNabb, home just days ago from the hospital, is missing. The 911 operator keeps Kalia's mother, Courtney Bell, on the phone. Courtney explains that she and the baby's father, Christopher McNabb, just woke up.
Then I told my baby's dad to go check on Kalia, and then he's talking about she's not in here. She's not in here.
Look through everything, like under the bed,
yes,
in the
ma'am.
bathroom.
Yes, ma'am. And I have clothes in totes, but I've looked all in them, and she's not here.
A search is immediately launched by local law enforcement, with friends, neighbors, and volunteers joining in.
People were setting up and trying to get a uniform search party and getting maps out and marking areas that had been searched and think places where people need to go.
As night falls, with still no sign of Kalia, her father makes an emotional plea for help.
But I want my kid back, man. That's my child, man. I want my kid, man.
The next morning,
Wow. Yeah, there's our well-adjusted, angry young man. Are we seeing...
Still no sign of Kalia, her father makes an emotional plea for help.
But I want my kid back, man. That's my child, man. I want my kid, man.
The next morning, in this wooded area adjacent to the family's mobile home park, searchers make a heartbreaking discovery. Kalia's body, wrapped in men's clothing inside a gym bag, is found buried under a log and brush.
This community was devastated. This community was wrapping its arms around that child. Once the body was found, a memorial was set up minutes later.
After learning that his daughter's body has been found, Christopher McNabb immediately flees. An arrest warrant is quickly issued, and McNabb, last seen getting out of the car along this Georgia highway, is now the subject of a manhunt.
911, was that just a severe emergency? That guy that his baby was found dead is in the Chevron.
The subject of a manhunt. Yeah. What, the guy with all the face tattoos? You see, that's the number one reason not to get tattooed on your face. And getting a job, any job, outside a tattoo parlor.
On 36.
Just after 7 o'clock that night, 3 miles from the family home at this convenience store, McNabb surfaces. Surveillance video.
And all the witnesses talk about this convenience store at trial like it's Mecca. I mean, they're like, oh, it's bigger than a gas station. And, you know, it's not as big as Walmart, but you can get more in there than a gas station. It's a big thing in their community, right? It's the food hall.
Shows him buying a beer, then turning around and talking to the customers in line.
He was apparently acting hostile during that whole situation, so I can only...
Yeah. Oh man, you gotta crack up, haven't you? You're on the run. There's a fucking national manhunt, and oh hey, I better get a beer. Maybe a beer would help me get through.
Imagine how scary that was for the people, because all they've seen is this man's accused of the absolute worst, and he's standing right here in the gas station with me.
A few hours later, Christopher McNabb is in a jail cell, a familiar place for the 27-year-old with a long criminal history dating back more than 10 years. This time, he's charged with first-degree murder.
Yeah, it's a big one. It's what you call escalating criminal history. Long criminal history of violent crimes. This time, first-degree murder. Too far.
Then
God, fucking hell. How many pieces of toast does that guy have in the morning? It's either 7 or 8. No, 7 or 9. He's the kind of guy that believes it's bad luck to eat slices of toast in even numbers. He had a toaster specially made that only does 3 slices at once. You ever wonder about that? You know? Why those toasters? There's either a slot for 2 slices of bread or 4 slices of bread. Am I seeing a gap in the market? Odd number amounts of toast. No one's catering to that.
2 months after the murder, Kalia's mother, Courtney Bell, is also in front of a judge.
See, she doesn't look bad in pink. It's quite jazzy.
Answering for her alleged role in Kalia's death.
Count 1, murder in the 2nd degree. Count 2, cruelty to children in the 2nd degree. And count 3, contributing to the deprivation of a minor felony.
While we may never know what baby Kalia truly endured during her short life.
Wow. Okay, let me talk to your news team, Court TV, and put an immediate ban on that dress. People with epilepsy all over the nation are foaming at the mouth.
We do know that Courtney Bell admitted to Newton County deputies that she and Christopher McNabb smoked meth the night before Kalia's death. And something else involving police happened just days before she died that, looking back, could have saved her life.
Right now, you have the baby right now?
I have the 2-week-old baby sitting on my kitchen table.
This 911 call is from Courtney Bell's father, Tim Bell. It was recorded 4 days before Kalia's death.
The way I feel about it, they abandoned them youngins yesterday.
Courtney's family wanting to remove the children from their home because they were unhappy with.
Tim Bell, that's Courtney's dad. He's great on the stand, man. I mean, he's just got that face. You know the what is the ring toss? You know, this guy just has the look of someone who is a 19-time champion at ring toss. Every year, the Gold Cup.
With the care, it's devastating for me to think that any child can come into the world and have to live through a situation like that at that young of an age. It's absolutely devastating. And to think that that's all she knew in her short life.
Now,
embryonic journey. I mean, you know, all that space and time that you spend before you're born where there's not much to do at all, and then suddenly stuff starts to happen, right? Well, it had just started happening for baby Kalia. Smelling stuff. Most of it was like, you know, ashtrays and fucking cat urine soaked sofa. You know? Like old fucking barbecue sauce that's dried into the carpet. You know? Stuff like that. Those are the kind of smells that baby Kalia had the pleasure of observing for the 14 days that she was alive, but then awoke to the angry, meth-fueled, tattooed face of her own father beating her in the head with his fists and a lamp. Yeah, okay. And that was that. Pretty sad.
more than a year and a half after their daughter's tragic death, mother and father are sitting side by side in court as the state of Georgia seeks justice for baby Kalia.
Let's go to the comments. Who do we have in the comments? Good people? Friendly people? Boom, like a day. Barbara. Good to see you, Barbara. Bosh. Kiwi. Michelle, good evening, metrics and future chat. Pearl, how you doing? New Jersey, New Jersey, New Jersey. Riding shotgun, how you doing? It's a dream date. Yeah, isn't he just? Sweeter than cherries. Everybody hit that like button. Good idea, Michelle. She's full of them. Michelle, I don't know. Can I live without hearing his voice every morning with my coffee? Looking across the breakfast table at his forehead. And knuckles. Oh, I can't wait to get going. This trial just unfolds, okay? It just unfolds. Nothing matches. His defense is obviously hopeless and terrible. Her defense actually isn't all that bad. And the prosecutor's great, real young. Let's go to the opening statements. Real young. I mean, she looks like more bubbles, a member. Daphne, another member. Great. Hey, MC Hamster should become a member right now. Somebody sponsor MC Hamster. Good job. The Peach State. Georgia. Not just Georgia. Covington. There's the dad on the right, okay? Now, before he even said a word, I knew that he would be from a place called Covington. And he loves it. Won't leave the town. Won't go to the south of the county. Not the south of... We don't like the south of the county. We're not going all the way down there. We stay up here in Covington. Oh, where's those opening statements? Because they're damn... I just really like that they're so short. Prosecutor's up for like 6 minutes. It's like bang, bang, let's get this job done. The judge also, fucking classic judge. Again, just like a cartoon parody of himself. It's like a classic old Southern judge that, you know, has been a judge so long that, you know, a judge for 1,000 years. His skin is this feel of ox blood leather. It's just, you know, it's great. Hang on. Okay.
That going, and I'll try to remember to ask y'all and remind you at the end of the day. Okay, that's going to conclude. One other thing I want to tell you, and you've already known this, while you're on break, anything back there in the way of soft drinks and snacks are free of charge to you. And if we run out of anything, just let the bailiffs know, and they'll replenish those supplies. With that, that's going to close my opening remarks. We'll turn now to the attorneys if they wish to give opening statements, and by law, we'll start first with the state. Ms. Stone?
Good morning. On September 23rd, 2017, at 9:53 p.m., Kalia Claire McNabb came into...
Hang on, just before we get going, look at the AV guy at the back. I mean, tidy it up, okay? Can't you put your flight case in front of your chair so we don't have to see your legs? I mean, it just all looks a bit like, you know, you're supposed to be discreet. You're distracting the judge, okay?
This world weighing 6 pounds and 6 ounces. She was a little premature, but otherwise a healthy baby. The evidence will show that just 14 days later, her father, Christopher Michael McNabb, ended her life so abruptly and with such teeth came through her gums and into her tongue. You'll hear that she was then later left out in the woods, wrapped in clothes and a blanket. She was stuffed into a bag. She was put under a log, in a hole, and left out for strangers to find. The evidence will also show that Courtney Bell was too busy smoking methamphetamine to protect her child. You'll hear...
Just so everybody knows, I don't think there is actually too much or an excessive amount of gruesome, horrible, baby-related murder shit going on here. I think it's pretty minimal, and it's not really our focus, so don't worry about it.
Hear that during the 14 days that Kalia was alive, Courtney and Chris had her maybe 4 or 5 of those days. And during those days, they would drop her off with family members during that time.
They had her for 4 days before they murdered her. They had their daughter for 4 days before they murdered her. 4 days out of the 14 that she was alive. With the other 10 days, she was, you know, with relatives or other meth heads. We traded her for meth, but we came up with some money and bought the baby back. It was like pawning off the baby, you know, for drugs.
You'll hear from Megan Sorrells, who is one of her cousins who Kalia was going back and forth to. The first thing that you'll hear today, or one of the first things that you'll hear today, is a 911 call from October 7th of 2017. And Courtney Bell will say that her baby is gone. You'll hear that the last time that she saw her 14-day-old was at 5 a.m. And when she woke up at 10:30, the child was missing. You'll hear she called her friend Missy, who came and helped her look. You'll also hear that Chris then runs into the woods. He runs into the woods to look for his 14-day-old baby. You'll hear from multiple first responders, the deputies that came out on the scene at first. You'll hear that Christopher McNabb showed up about 40 minutes after they had been on scene. You'll hear that he was wet and muddy from going through those woods. You'll hear from different family members of Courtney Bell, and the reason I put this up here is to sort of give you an idea of how this is going to play out. There's a lot of different names here. There's a lot of different people who are related, so this is hopefully going to make sense as we go throughout the day. You'll hear from Tim Bell, Courtney's father. You'll hear 911 calls from about 5 days before the baby went missing, where Courtney and Chris and Tim were having a disagreement over the children. Tim didn't feel that they were safe where they were, so he wanted to take them back. You'll hear from crime scene technicians and investigators about the steps that they took to find baby Kalia and the steps that they took after finding her body in that drawstring bag. You'll hear that both defendants were interviewed. Listen closely to those interviews and listen to the changes throughout them and the inconsistencies. You're going to hear that eventually they narrow that time frame, the time frame that they at first said they saw her at 5 a.m. and she was gone at 10:30. You'll hear them narrow that down to about a 30-minute time frame of when that baby could have gone missing. 30 minutes of broad daylight when that baby went missing. You'll hear from people who are riding in the car with Courtney and Chris the next day, when Courtney gets a call that the baby's been found. And at that moment, Chris jumps out of the car and runs. He says, "They're gonna think I did it." You're gonna hear you're gonna see some Facebook records that show conversations between Courtney and Chris, the co-defendants here, and you're also gonna see conversations between Chris and a woman that he was talking to the morning that his child went missing, during a time when he says he was asleep. You're going to hear from the medical.
Oh yeah, baby mama got sent up too, riding, and I'm a little sketchy as to why. She did get found guilty, but the charges got overturned a little while ago, and she was released. But yeah, I'm not sure why she was arrested for murder, because she had allowed the baby to be around McNabb. I mean, they were both smoking meth. And the judge says at the end, he says, "The mother bear is so ferocious because you're messing with their child." And he's like, "You shouldn't have left your kid in the care of a maniac, meth head, violent criminal." Who knew? But yeah, I mean, does that constitute first-degree murder?
Examiner, and she will explain to you the type of injury that this baby had to her head. She'll explain to you the type of force that was necessary to inflict this injury. I expect that throughout this trial there's going to be some people that you don't like. You're going to see that Chris and Courtney weren't living the most savory lifestyle. They were surrounding the people that they were around are not going to be people that most people would have a 14-day-old baby around. But we're not going to sugarcoat anything for you. We're going to show you exactly how this baby was living. I expect that you'll hear from Courtney's mother, who you'll find out real quick is never going to win Mother of the Year award. But what I ask you to do is put those emotions aside and the frustrations with the people aside and listen to the evidence. Look at the physical evidence and listen to the words of those two defendants. Listen to how their stories change and use your common sense. Christopher McNabb is charged, as the judge has already stated, with one count of malice murder. Okay, that's for intentionally or unlawfully and with malice aforethought, which will be explained later down the road, caused the death of Kalia McNabb by inflicting blunt force trauma to her head. He's then charged with 2 counts of felony murder, and those are basically charged as during the commission of a felony offense that he did cause the death of Kalia McNabb. The 2 separate felonies are aggravated battery and cruelty to children in the first degree. Aggravated battery is described or is charged as maliciously causing bodily harm by rendering Kalia McNabb's brain useless. And cruelty to children is charged as causing cruel and excessive physical pain by inflicting blunt force trauma to her head. He's also charged with one count of murder in the second degree. And that's by inflicting those injuries to her head, that he did that with negligence, which is different from murder in the second degree. He's also charged with one count of cruelty to children in the second degree for negligently causing cruel and excessive physical pain. Lastly, he's charged with concealing the death of another, and that's that he did unlawfully conceal the death of Kalia McNabb, which hindered the discovery of whether or not said person was unlawfully killed, for hiding her inside of that hole, inside of a bag. Now, Courtney Bell is charged with one count of murder in the second degree. As I explained earlier, that's negligently causing the death through committing the act of cruelty to children in the second degree. And cruelty to children in the second degree is, again, that she negligently allowed Kalia to suffer cruel and excessive physical pain. She's lastly charged with deprivation of a minor, or contributing to the deprivation of a minor, where she did unlawfully fail to provide proper parental care or control for Kalia McNabb, and such that without adequate supervision necessary for child's well-being, and the said act resulted in that child's death. As you sit here, I encourage you to take notes on those notepads that you have, because the court reporter can't go back in the room with you and read back everything that we've talked about. I know on TV they'll say, read back from me what so-and-so has said. Well, that doesn't happen here. You won't get to go back with the transcripts. There's going to be a lot of names. There are a lot of people in this case. So I encourage you to use those notepads and take notes and pay attention to what's going on out here, because when you go back in there, you'll be left with your collective memories and what you've written down and what you can remember from what happened out here. Today is the day that you hear the case against Christopher McNabb and Courtney Bell. But it's also the day that you're hearing the case of Kalia Claire McNabb. I ask that you give this case the attention that it needs and deserves, and I suggest to you that at the conclusion of this case, based upon the physical evidence you have, the testimony of the witnesses, and the interviews of the defendants, the state will carry its burden and prove this case to beyond a reasonable doubt. And at that time, Ms. Zahn will come back up here and ask you to find the defendants guilty on all counts. Thank you.
Yeah, I kind of like that short presentation, just straight up, no big deal. It's not a complicated case. You can tell that from his face. Face up or lace up. You put your boots on, man.
Mr. Carter.
Thank you, Judge.
There he is. And I'm disappointed when I see the judge. His name is actually OTT. Judge OTT. Ott. Over the top. Which is funny because he's actually quite calm. Until sentencing. Then he goes off a bit, but in a great way, in a centered way.
Christopher McNabb had absolutely nothing to do with the disappearance and death of his daughter, Kalia.
Right. Christopher McNabb. The state didn't want you to know that. The state don't want you to know anything. Christopher McNabb had absolutely no. Absolutely no. No. Christina, boom, how you doing?
If you truly sit here today and you enter with the presumption that Christopher McNabb is innocent, and you hold the state to its burden of proving him guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, the just...
Wow, do you think look at this guy's suit-tie combination. It's quite good. It's like the foyer of a hotel in 1979.
Verdicts and the true verdicts are going to be not guilty in this case. As you listen to the evidence, I'm going to ask you to do what anybody else who is trying to solve a problem or make an important decision would do. You want to look for the who, what, when, where, how, why of this case. You want to know who killed Kalia McNabb.
He's got a special pen, hasn't he? Who's got a special pen in the crowd? Anyone write with a special pen? Like they have a really nice pen? What's wrong with my Uniball? I got a red one now too.
You want to know what happened. What happened that day? You want to know when did it happen? Where did it happen?
Yeah, you want to know answers, right? You want to know what happened, where did it happen, who happened, when did it happen? The thing is, with this case, the answer to all of those questions individually is meth, right? Who, when, what, where, how, why? Meth.
You want to know how it happened, and you want to know why it happened.
That's his lucky pen. I keep thinking it's the James Bond bomb trigger from the movie GoldenEye. He has a special pen that if he clicks it, click, 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 it sets the bomb to go off. But if he does it click, 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 you know, it what do you call it? Deactivates the bomb. It's not the same. Why not just have one clear button? Why have I got to remember a rhythm of clicking? No good.
You're going to hear evidence today about physical altercations between Christopher McNabb and Courtney Bell. And you're going to hear evidence that they and their friends used drugs. I expect that the state is going to rely heavily on these two facts to try to convince you that Christopher McNabb killed his daughter on October 7th. But the real question is what happened between 9:30 a.m. and 10:30 a.m. on October 7th, 2017. The evidence is going to show there were 4 people in the...
Oh, I love that, Michelle. Imagine a bunch of tweakers with face tattoos sitting in the jury. Yeah. Or, maybe there's a large immigrant community in Georgia of Maori. We just scan, what do you call it? No, not scan. Pan. We pan the camera over to the jury box and it's full of Maori. With those big shell necklaces and funky haircuts.
Home that night. There was Christopher McNabb, there was Courtney Bell, there was Clarissa McNabb, the 2-year-old daughter, and then there's Kalia McNabb, the 15-day-old daughter.
Yeah, none of these people spell their name correctly. Clarissa and Kalia both have the letter Y in them for some reason. Courtney spells her name without the U. A bit like the word color for all Americans. And Chris, well, he spells Chris the right way, but he spells Crackhead Izzo, which is his Facebook account, with a Q. Q-R-A-K. Head. Why would you call yourself that? To avoid detection from the police? Oh man, I cracked my head open and I need some crack for my head. It'll be sore tomorrow.
Chris and Courtney put the girls to bed around midnight for the last time. Kalia got up several times. She needed to be changed, she needed to be fed several times. But around 5:30, they put her and her back in bed.
This is it, right? This is all it was. Newborn baby crying in the night. Yeah, I've heard that happens from time to time, right? And Chris McNabb, fuckhead that he is, just goes into the bedroom, and instead of, picking up the baby and, rocking it and blah, 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 walk up and down, blah, 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 just punch it to death. I mean, imagine what a grown man's fist could do to the skull of a fucking 14-day infant. I mean, it would be like a bear hitting a man in the head, right? Timothy Treadwell, he knew.
And they laid down on the couch. About 9:30 that morning, Chris got a text from his dad letting him know that he had sent him some money. He said, "Are you awake?" And Chris said,
"Oh, you don't like Uniball, Michelle? I think they're great. I want them to be a sponsor of the show. Uniball, for all your writing needs." I love it. What do you have, a Mont Blanc? Sit there in your fucking Audi A5, writing with your Mont Blanc. Can it also write in space? Have you ever had someone come up to you and show you their pen and say, yes, hello, this pen will write in space? I always say, how do you know? Have you tested it? Because that just sounds like you've been scammed. Yes, this pen will not burn up if it enters into the sun.
Yes. Chris got up from the couch, walked into the other room, and found that Kalia and Clarissa were both fine. Laid back down, fell back asleep. Less than an hour later, Clarissa, the 2-year-old, comes and wakes her parents up. And she says, "Sissy gone, Sissy gone." So they didn't quite understand what she meant, so they got up and they checked. And sure enough, Kalia is gone. Without a trace, she's gone. From that point, a huge search was conducted, and unfortunately, Kalia was found less than 900 yards away from the home the next day. I think one of us talked about watching the first 48 hours, how important that is. But what happened in the first...
What's his choice to say 900 yards? I mean, what is 900 yards? That's... It's like half a mile, right? So why... I mean, he obviously chose to not say half a mile. And he chose to say 900 yards. Have I got that right? Who's good with distance? Riding lives far away from anything meaningful. Tell us, Riding, how far is 900 yards in miles? I think it's half a mile, right? So what sounds longer? Half a mile, 900 yards. 900 yards sounds more precise, doesn't it? If you say half a mile, that could be like, about half a mile. I mean, that could be anything. That could be a quarter mile or 2 miles. I mean, people just don't know. It's like 10 minutes. I'll be there in 10 minutes. It's like, okay, if you're going to take half an hour, just tell me, for fuck's sake.
48 hours of this case is the police determined that their suspect was going to be somebody close to the child. Certainly, Chris McNabb.
Yeah, take a moment. Take 6 moments. Let's all take a moment. Take a breath. Click like. Breathe out. Play the video.
And Courtney Bell are the closest one to the child. And they focused like a laser on Christopher McNabb as being the person who killed his daughter. In fact, they developed their whole case.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they focused like a laser. The police were called to the meth heads that were reporting their kid missing. Didn't find any signs of forced entry. Saw that Chris McNabb's hands were all bloodied and bruised. Looked at his record, saw a bunch of violent crimes. Looked at him, saw his face covered in shit and thought, we might have our man. Laser focus, they were, laser focus. The state. Blinders on.
Around the supposition and the hypothesis that Christopher McNabb is the one who killed his daughter. And you know why they did that. You know, look at him. Look at the way he looks. Look at the fact that he had physical altercations with Courtney. Look at the fact that they did do drugs. Of course they're going to look at him. But pretty soon they realize they cannot prove this case beyond a reasonable doubt. And you're left with a difficult decision in this case because you're going to be, there's the evidence that you don't hear is much more important than the evidence that you do hear. When a pack of lions go after a herd of gazelle, they don't go after the smartest gazelle, they don't go after the fastest gazelle. They go after the gazelle that is vulnerable, the gazelle that's hurt, the gazelle that's not as smart as the others. And that's what the police did in this case. They went after the people who were most vulnerable in this case, the people who had just lost their 2-week-old daughter. Now, I honestly do not know what happened in that trailer between 9:30 a.m. and 10:30 a.m. on October 7th. But I'll tell you this much, neither does the state. And at the end of this trial, neither are you. Judge, I was going to tell you that a reasonable doubt can be based on the evidence in this case or the lack of evidence. And at the end of this trial, you're going to be wanting more. At that time, I'm going to ask you to bring back verdicts of not guilty on all counts for Christopher McNabb. Thank you.
Mr. Frost?
Thank you, Your Honor. Please, court, counsel, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Good morning. I introduced myself to most of you during the...
Okay, so this is Courtney Bell's lawyer. Not that's the judge, obviously, but the guy talking, Mr. Frost, that we're going to see soon. And I want to keep an eye on him. Because I think he had probably quite a bit of an easier case. Was she charged with first degree? I think she might have been. But even so, if they were going to charge her at all, they should have charged her in a separate trial than Chris McNabb. Because, you know, when you've got Chris McNabb there and a co-defendant, basically anybody, you could put Osama bin Laden next to Chris McNabb, and Chris McNabb would make bin Laden look less guilty. Right? Everyone would be like, nah, that Chris McNabb definitely did it, but the bin Laden, compared to him, looks like a saint. You know, they should have charged Courtney Bell in a different trial, right? Without that comparison, because you see what I'm saying, right?
Jury selection process. I am Brian Frost, together
Black
with
Eagle.
my colleague
Boom.
Tyler Carey. We represent Courtney Bell. We are here, obviously, for a terrible...
Fly by night like the early Roman kings.
Terrible reason today. I want to thank you on behalf of my client and really the entire criminal justice system works because of you and your duty that you provide here. No, it's not the most fun thing ever, but it is essential, and it's essential to my client today. However long we're here. My client sits over there shrouded with the presumption of innocence. You heard Ms. Zahn say that yesterday. That is the truth. You heard Mr. Carter echo.
Shrouded. I don't know if I would use the word shrouded. Shrouded in guilt is the phrase that comes to mind, isn't it? I mean, isn't that somebody tell me. Who knows about guilt? Black Eagle. Michelle. Who knows about guilt? Definitely Bubbles. She's Australian. Shame.
That again. The state does have the burden, not just of proving every charge, but of proving every single element of every charge that they have indicted her on. And that is beyond a reasonable doubt. That is no small burden. Now, they say they've accepted that. We shall see. Some of the things that
Honey bee, one buzz. Why only one? Can you not find your way back to the hive? Try Google Earth.
I want you to, that I would ask you to pay particular attention to are not just the evidence that they put in, but the things that you don't hear, the things that leave you.
Did you see that? He just put his pen to his mouth. But as I was looking at it, just the way the position his hand went into, it was like one of those spray mouth fresheners. You know, like Watch when he does the pen.
Attention to are not just the evidence that they put in, but the things that you don't hear, the things that leave you with questions, thinking, I wish I had that answer. Those are critical things. When Ms. Stone stood up and said, you're going to hear...
Okay, let's just go back, because he's only just started. I want to catch this guy's tactic. I want you to listen to the things that you don't hear. I love it when defense attorneys need to make something sound like, you know, that it follows logic. And it does sound that way. But when you actually pick it apart, they have said nothing, right? I need you all to listen to the things that you don't hear.
Line today. However long we're here. My client sits over there shrouded with the presumption of innocence. You heard Ms. Zahn say that yesterday. That is the truth. You heard Mr. Carter echo that again. The state does have the burden, not just of proving every charge, but of proving every single element of every charge that they have indicted her on. And that is beyond a reasonable doubt. That is no small burden. Now, they say they've accepted that. We shall see. Some of the things that I want you to, that I would ask you to pay particular attention to are not just the evidence that they put in, but the things that you don't hear, the things that leave you with questions, thinking, I wish I had that answer. Those are critical things. When Ms. Stone stood up and said, you're going to hear this, you're going to hear that, she also didn't say, you're going to hear my client make a 911 telephone call right about between 10:30 and 10:45. So those are the kind of things that I'd ask you to pay close attention to. Again, Mr. Carter said they are going to smear the character of our clients. This is, I can't speak for both clients. I only represent Ms. Bell, but they truly are going to do that. They are going to bring up things like they called it an unsavory lifestyle. I'll leave it at that. That does not make her a murderer. So please keep that in mind. Please don't rush to judgment. Listen for the cross-examinations. Listen again to the things that you wish you would hear I know that sounds strange, but look for the things, I guess. Think about the things that you don't hear so that you can contemplate those questions later on down the line. What I don't believe you're going to hear at all is any evidence whatsoever, direct or indirect, that my client had anything to do with this heinous crime against her daughter at all. So, with that said, I ask you again, please pay particular attention. I see you have your notepads and pens. I'm going to ask you to do something, if you will. On at least one of those sheets, draw a line down the center. On the left side, whichever side you prefer, but say the left side, make notes of what you think is evidence the state has given you. On the right side, list the questions that you're left with for the defense. And we'll talk more about why I've asked you to do that and what how those lists come out when we reach closing. So with that, I thank you again. Please keep an open mind. Don't rush to any conclusions. And again, thank you very much for your time.
Okay, you may call your first witness.
You see, we've just done 3 opening statements in 20 minutes. I love how quick that was.
He calls Christian Favors.
Christian favors. Who does he favor? I hope he favors justice for baby Kalia. Okay. Everybody pause to listen to soap drinking. Again. HP, Hewlett-Packard product placement. Where's the Tascam headphones? They only fit on Judge Everett's head. It's the only brand that matters. I mean, he could work for Sony or something, couldn't he? Testing. Strength testing headphones. If they fit on Judge Everett's head for more than 30 days, they're ready for market. This is the 911.
Testimony you will give in the matter now pending before the court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
You can have a seat. Make sure you pull your chair up and get close to that microphone. Will you state and spell your name for the record?
Christian Favors.
And Ms. Favors, where are you employed?
Covington Newton 911 Center.
And what's your position there?
I'm a 911 operator.
How long have you worked there?
10.5 years.
Okay. And can you explain briefly like what your duties are through your employment?
Answer non-emergency and emergency phone lines and dispatch emergency personnel, fire, law, and EMS.
Okay, and were you working in that capacity back on October 7th, 2017?
I was.
And while you were on duty on that day, did you receive a report of a kidnapping in the Eagle Point Mobile Home Park?
I did.
Okay, and is the Eagle Point Mobile Home Park, is that located in Newton County?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and who did that call come from?
Courtney Bell.
And what time did you receive that call, do you remember?
Around 10:39 a.m.
And are the calls that come into the 911 center, are they recorded?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that something where you have to press a button to record, or does it automatically record?
It automatically records.
Okay. May I approach?
You may.
All right, I'm showing you what's been previously marked as State's Exhibit 19. Do you recognize this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry. How do you recognize it?
I initialed it and listened to the call.
Okay. Did you review the call?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And when you reviewed it, did it appear to be?
My face. I don't have enough tattoos on my face to be online. I gotta get face up or lace up written across the bones of my skull. And a couple of teardrops.
A fair and accurate depiction of the call that you received on October 7th, 2017?
Yes, it was.
Okay. Your Honor, it's under State's Exhibit 19.
No objection. No objection. Admitted without objection.
Permission to publish?
You may.
Your Honor, I do have transcripts, if I may pass those out at this time.
Right. Please.
We all buzz as one. What a motto. Yeah. Yeah. It's like Buzz Lightyear, isn't it? It's like something he'd say. We all buzz as one. And beyond. Yeah. But that's the thing with bees as well, isn't it? You know, and ants. Everyone says, oh, they work together. They're so organized. Bullshit. They're aggressively competitive with each other. They're trying to push each other out the way. Those ants that are all walking in a line, carrying those tiny stones, they're racing and trying to show off who can pull the biggest rock. Working as teams. It's like people choose to see it like that, don't they? Yeah. But it's all wrong.
Gentlemen, when you receive these transcripts, human nature is that you want to read them. Don't read them. These are aiding you as the voice comes out. If you hear something and you look down on the transcript and it's different, don't pay attention to what the transcript says. It's what you hear. So I can't have you reading ahead, number one. And secondly, as I said, if you hear something different than what's on the transcript, it's what you hear that matters, not the transcript.
I have State Exhibit 20. It's a copy of the transcript for the record.
Okay, you may proceed.
October 7th, 2017, 10 hours, 38 minutes, and 20...
Dayton County 911, what's the emergency? I just woke up. My daughter laid up on the couch. I have a 2-year-old and I have a 2-week-old. And my 2-week-old is not in her sleeper. Her package is on the floor. She's not in her sleeper? She's not in her sleeper. She's not here. I've looked everywhere. I've looked under clothes and everything. What's your address, ma'am? 12145, Highway 36, Lot 31. Yes, Lot 31. Do you think somebody took her, ma'am? My child said, my 2-year-old said she's gone. And I've looked everywhere in the house, so I don't know another possibility. What lot number are you?
My 2-year-old said she's gone. Who raised the alarm? My 2-year-old. My 2-week-old has, gone to live in the woods, and my 2-year-old let me know. She woke me up.
31. Okay. And you said you were sleeping, woke up and she was gone? Yes. My 2-year-old came and woke me up. Okay. That's how it's going to count. Okay. How old is she, ma'am? 2 weeks old. Okay. Who else would have come in your house? I mean, as far as I know, nobody would have came in my house. Okay. My dad's on the way from now. Okay. All right.
It's funny because their excuse later is that somebody must have come in the house. When they work out that no one's been in there, she's like, But what about that that guy? Oh, that guy. He's great. Shane Kidd. What a great name. Anyway, well, that's another story.
How long have you been asleep? The last time I woke up with her was around, I guess 5 maybe. Okay. So you were asleep till 5 o'clock? Yes. I didn't even mean to fall asleep on the couch and sit down for a minute after dealing with her all night. Or can you tell if someone's been there? Is her blanket there or gone? Her blanket's gone. Her passie's here on the floor. Her blanket's not with us. I don't know where. I mean, I don't know. I guess it's with her. Okay. And I have clothes in totes, but I've looked all in on it. She's not here. Anything else missing, like a baby bag that she would have, or anything else? No. Her bottle's here on top of my shelf. Okay. What about in my bathroom on my bed? I'm sorry. Ma'am. What about anything else that could possibly have gone, like could be hers that could have gone with it? No. Nothing else. Just her and her blanket. Okay, so the only thing that's missing is her and her blanket. Yeah. You didn't talk to the dad or grandma or anybody? Her dad was here with me. Dad just left and he was walking around the park looking for us.
I don't know if we should call them benches. As far as I know, they are called pews, aren't they? The pews in the gallery. I mean, if we call them benches, then, I mean, that's confusing because the judge is sitting on the bench, right? The bench, the judge bench. So, yeah. Well, maybe there should be a theme. Everything's a bench. The jury bench, the witness bench, the judge bench, and the gallery bench.
Look through everything, like under the bed. Yes, ma'am.
But yeah, why do they have to have something so uncomfortable anyway? I mean, churches as well. It's 2026, you know. We could have some big old zero gravity chairs in here with full reclined while we read the Bible or watch court. Okay, we don't need straight back, flat bottom, uncomfortable wooden seating anymore. Narrow, I mean.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Okay. Kalia! Alright, what's your name, ma'am? Courtney Bell. Courtneybell. Just to let you know, Courtney, they've been on the way out there. I'm just getting this information to update them, okay? Thank you so much. What's your phone number? I'm not sure of his number. My phone busted the other day. It's my grandmother's phone. She's been letting me use. All right, so you and the dad both are, I'm just trying to get an understanding so I can
I had to sell my phone for meth.
let them know because of the questions that they're asking me. You and the dad both were sleeping or he just came back home? No, we woke up together. She woke us up together. Okay, the 2-year-old woke y'all up and told y'all that the baby was gone? Yes. Okay. She was kind of freaked out. I mean, I don't know. Because she was just standing there beside the couch in the corner. And I told her, come here, and I loved on her. And then I told my baby's dad to go check on Kalia. And he's talking about she's not in here. She's not in here. Okay, well, the police should be in the area now. Thank you. I'll go ahead and let you go, okay? Thanks.
I know, right? The state is so sure of conviction they've allowed a high school junior to prosecute. It's amazing. It's the prosecutor's daughter, 12-year-old Sally. Have at it, Sally. It'll be easy.
Yeah, if y'all pass those transcripts down to the bailiff, pass them, I guess it's gotta go that way. Okay.
Ms. Favors, does that conclude your involvement with this case?
Yes, ma'am.
No further.
Mr. Frost?
No questions, Your Honor.
You may step down. Any reason why she might not be excused?
No, sir.
No, sir.
You're excused me further attendance on the court. You may call your next witness.
Your Honor, at this time, the state would tender State's Exhibit Number 8, which depicts the alleged victim in this case, Kalia McNabb. Parties have stipulated to the admissibility.
That's correct.
Is that correct, Mr. Frost? Okay, number 8 will be admitted into evidence by stipulation. Stipulation is simply agreement by everyone.
Okay. Jet Black Berry. Jet Black Berry says Metric should rewatch Stephanie Lazarus. His commentary was legendary. Well, thank you, Blackberry. I wish I was there for it. Well, you will be again, Jet Blackberry. Yeah, let's make that our new goal. That'll be our goal. I don't know what a punishment wheel is, but it sounds fun.
You may.
Take this and just pass it around. Your Honor, the state calls Tim Bell.
Oh, Tim Bell's coming up. He's great. Just a normal guy with a mullet. Just a normal 19-time annual ring toss champion, gold medalist, finalist, statewide.
Mr. Bell, you can adjust that microphone to your height. Is it good?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can you raise your right hand, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to present in the matter now pending before this jury today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Do you realize how many corn dogs this guy can fit in his mouth all at once? I don't know the exact number, but I do know that it's about 9 times more than any other human being has managed to do in the history of humanity.
Lower your
And
hand.
corn dogs.
Please state your name.
Timothy Wade Bell,
How old are you, sir?
46.
And do you have...
What? 46? No.
Any children?
Yes.
I'm going to ask you, where do you live currently?
In Covington.
And specifically, what address?
When you say children, I have 12 kids, ma'am.
I don't need to know my address.
How about you lean? Either pull that mic down or lean closer to the mic.
Your address? I think we got it. It's the trailer park that's been submitted into evidence.
Okay. I don't feel comfortable giving my address.
Okay. Where did you live in October of 2017?
I don't feel comfortable when you use the word address. It's a lot at best.
Covington.
Okay. And did you live at the same
Covington.
address?
Yes.
And you said that that's in when you say Covington, is that an address here in Newton County?
Yes.
He didn't say Covington. He said Covington.
And is that an address, what part of the county, the north or the south?
Jackson Lake.
Okay. And at that time, in 2017, did you have a granddaughter by the name of Clarissa
Yes.
McNabb? And what did y'all call her?
We call Clarissa Russa.
Okay. And at that time, in 2017, she would have been how old?
2,
Okay. And now she's,
4.
okay. Now, who is Courtney Bell?
She's my daughter.
Okay. Is that Clarissa's mother?
Yes.
Do you see Courtney Bell here in the courtroom today?
Yes.
Can you please describe an article of clothing that she's wearing and point her out?
Black.
Okay. Is she
Black shirt.
Okay. Is she seated over there between the two gentlemen?
Yes.
Okay. Now, how old is Courtney?
26.
Okay. And who is her mother?
Pam Hamby.
Who raised Courtney?
Me.
And is Courtney given birth to any other children besides Clarissa?
Yes.
And who is that?
Claire.
Okay.
Kalia.
Kalia. Now, Kalia was born in September.
Yes.
Do you recall the day specifically?
23rd, I think.
Okay. And what hospital was she born at?
Piedmont.
Is that
Newton.
the hospital here off of 278?
Yes, Newton.
All right. And were you present when she was born at the hospital?
Not present when she was born, but a few hours later.
Okay. So did you go to the hospital to see your granddaughter?
Yes.
Now, are you aware of whether or not she was released immediately on September 23rd?
It was bowling night, so I got there when I got there. But I bowled a perfect game that day. Same day my grandbaby was born. So I got two good memories.
After she was born?
No.
Did she stay at the hospital for a period of time? Do you recall how many days she stayed at the hospital?
Like 3 days or so, 3, 4 days.
Okay. So would it be possible that she was released from the hospital?
Yeah, they couldn't find her parents because they were out looking to score. So they put her in an incubator, and then after
On September 27th of 2017.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Now, during that period of time from when she was born on the 23rd and when she was released on the 27th, did you have the opportunity to see your granddaughter any other occasion?
Yes.
Okay. Now, when she was released from the hospital, where did she go to live?
To that trailer
Okay. And when you say that trailer, can you tell the members of the jury where that trailer was?
off on Highway 36.
Okay. And is that a particular?
Eagles Landing, Eagles Nest, something like that.
Is it Eagle Point Middle?
Eagle's Nest. Eagle Point Trailer Park, Highway 36. I guess we could find that on a map.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. And is that off of Highway 36 south of the Covington bypass, or do you know?
I mean, I don't know about the south, but yes, it's right below Henderson's restaurant.
Okay. So do you know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the bypass?
Bypass is the New Cut Road.
The road there where Johnny's Pizza and
Yes, yes.
the gas stations
Yes.
are, the CVS and
Yes,
McDonald's,
ma'am.
all of that.
Okay.
So if you were on that, at that location, would the trailer park be further down 36?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, how did Courtney come to live into that trailer?
I knew the owner of the trailer park,
Okay. Who is that?
Johnny Evans.
Okay. And did you assist in some way?
Yes, I called Johnny and asked him would he rent Courtney a trailer.
Okay. And did you get that arranged then?
Yes.
And what trailer number did she live in?
Oh, I don't know about that.
Okay. I'm going to show you State's Exhibit number 9. Do you recognize State's Exhibit number 9?
Yes, ma'am.
And how do you recognize it?
Because I had to fix that window,
Okay. And what is State's Exhibit number 9?
the trailer.
Okay. The trailer that Courtney lived in?
Yes, the
And is
trailer.
this fairly and accurately depicted?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Then I'd offer State's Exhibit number 9 in the evidence, Judge.
Submitted without objection.
May I publish the judge?
You may.
Okay. You should have a screen there in front of you, sir. Let me turn it this way. Do you see that, Mr. Bell?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So that's the trailer that Courtney lived in?
Yes, ma'am.
Did Courtney have Clarissa there living with her?
Yes, ma'am.
And at some point in time after she moved in there, do you know if another person moved in there with her?
Yeah, Chris
Okay, and when you say Chris, who are you referring to?
McNabb.
And do you see him in the courtroom today?
Yes.
Can you please point him out and describe an article of clothing that he's wearing?
Yeah, black. Right there.
Okay. Now, Mr. Bell, do you know who the father of these two children is? Is Chris McNabb the father of these two children?
Yes.
Okay. Now, Eagle Mobile Home Park, you indicated that Johnny Evans is the one that was renting the trailer?
Yes.
Did you pay for the trailer rent every month, or was that something that they paid for?
Sometimes they pay for it. Sometimes they got money from me.
Okay. Now, what county is that trailer park at Eagle Mobile Home Park located in?
Newton County.
All right. Now, do you know approximately when it was that Chris moved in?
No, ma'am.
Okay. But was Courtney there living there for a period of time before he moved in?
I think so.
Okay. Now, did Courtney have a vehicle at this time?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. What kind of vehicle was it?
Well, PT Cruiser.
And how did she acquire that vehicle?
I gave it to her.
Okay. And why did you do that?
Well, she would have a way to get around with them babies to the doctors and stuff like that, you know.
Now, just for a little bit of background, what kind of work do you do?
We do trim and tile and cabinets.
Okay, so you're in construction?
Yes.
Were you helping Courtney with items for the babies?
I've always bought, yes.
And what kind of things did you purchase for Clarissa and for little Kalia?
I bought everything, the diapers, the clothes, the milk, the food, whatever the babies needed.
And did Courtney have like car seats and
Yes, I bought.
strollers
Yes,
and
I bought.
baby sleepers?
Yes.
Clothes?
Yes.
Now, did you approve of your daughter's relationship with Mr. McNabb?
No.
And he had to buy all that stuff, huh? Again? It's like, she's only 26. He's just got her out of the house. Now she has a couple of kids, and he pays for everything. Man. Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm going to draw your attention back to October the 3rd of 2017. Okay. I'm going to show you first before that State's Exhibit number 11. Do you recognize what State's Exhibit number 11 shows?
Yes.
What is that?
Overview of the trailer park and the surroundings.
Okay. And is that a fair and accurate depiction of the way the layout of the trailer park there on Highway 36?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now I'd offer State's Exhibit number 11 into evidence.
Middle that objection.
Okay, now I'm going to show you State's Exhibit number 11. If you can tell the members of the jury, is that...
Patricia Burns, burning down the house, burning down the trailer park with Patricia Burns.
What's depicted there at the top of the screen?
What, Henderson Mill Road?
Okay.
And the trailer park, 36.
Yeah, that's the baby mama at defense table. There's two defendants. Separate charges, same trial. Big mistake because anybody that you put next to Chris McNabb looks less guilty when compared to him. Right?
Six.
You can, if you touch the screen, I think it'll make a mark there if you want to circle on it where it is.
Okay.
Listen, anything this guy touches will leave a mark. I mean, tell him to wash his fucking hands. I'm sorry. I like the guy. I'm just making fun because of his hair and his gold chain. And, he just looks like a caricature of what you would... how you would depict somebody that lived in a trailer park if you were being offensive on purpose. then it would look like this guy, you know, but it's just him. It's who he is, and I love that. I love that.
Where the trailer park is.
Okay. I'm touching it, but
It's not marking?
No,
Okay.
ma'am.
Let's see. I guess it's not on right now. I gotta be, maybe try it now. There you go. Okay.
Okay,
So
yeah.
that's the trailer park there?
yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, let's go back to our map. Let's go back to our grand metrics map. Look at that. Ooh, okay. And then zoom, zoom, zoom. Ah, this one. Zoom in. And back. Myrtle Grove Lane. I mean, that's definitely it, isn't it? It doesn't say Myrtle Grove Lane. Is that it? Maybe they'll go down.
Okay. Now, on October the 3rd of 2017, did you have the occasion to learn from somebody that your daughter's children were over at their cousin's house, Megan Sorrells?
Yes.
And how did you learn that? You don't have to tell me what they said, but who told
Oh, hang on. Is his trailer marked in yellow? That's how we find it. So, hang on. Wait a sec. Right there. That's the sweet spot. Oh, fuck. Okay, so right on that corner, the back of the loop. Back of the loop, so it's that one, right? Mm-hmm. Right here, this one. With the, what is that? Proton. Uh-huh, yeah, that's the one. That's the one. And which woods did he take the baby to? Those woods? I mean, they look pretty sparse. It's more of just a tree line. Crazy old McNabb lived right in that house. Trailer house. House on wheels. Well, house that used to be on wheels and is now on bricks, but they have a gas connection.
told you that?
I think it was my sister, the one that called.
Okay. And your sister, for the record, is?
Kim Weatherford.
Okay.
It was either my sister or my niece, the one that called.
All right, and just to be clear, we've got a diagram here that's been admitted into evidence, Mr. Bell, and it's got some of your relatives on here so that the jury's clear about who everybody is. Just put this up for a few minutes. Okay. So, you're obviously Courtney's father, correct?
Yes.
And Pam Hamby is her mother, is that
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And your sister is who?
Kim Weatherford.
Okay. And then Kim is married to?
Gerald.
Okay. And their children are?
Megan and Craig.
Okay. So Courtney is cousins to Megan, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you learned from, you believe your sister on October 3rd that Courtney's children were over at Megan's house, is that correct?
Yes, I
And-
believe that's the way it was.
And while we've got this diagram up, Ham Hamby, who is her brother?
Mike.
Mike McNabb?
I always knew him as Mike Hamby. I didn't ever know the McNabbs until way after this here. You know, way after Chris was involved.
Okay.
Then I didn't even know he was a McNabb. They first said his last name was Black, okay, and then it come to a McNabb, okay.
So his name was Crackhead Black. Crackhead Izzo Black.
And then Mike's name come a McNabb. Like I say, I always knew Mike as a Mike Hamby there for years and years and years. The McNabb name was all new.
But it turns out that Chris McNabb is Pam Hamby's nephew, is that correct?
Yes.
Which means Courtney and Chris are first cousins, is that correct?
Yes.
That what? Oh, they're literally cousins. Okay. I thought, yeah, okay. I was just making fun because you can definitely pick up on the inbreeding in some of these witnesses.
Now, on this particular day and time when you got the phone call that your children, or you were notified somehow, was it a phone call or a text message or how?
I don't think it was a phone call.
Okay, so you were notified that your...
Hey, let's try something. I've never done this before. If I press this button, is an ad playing right now? Who's seeing an ad right now? Is someone seeing an ad right now?
Grandchildren were over there at their cousin's house?
Yes, over at Megan's.
Okay. And what did you do upon hearing that?
I went to pick them up.
And why'd you go do that?
Because Megan didn't need to, Megan already got 4 kids, so she didn't need no more burden there, you know, of trying to look after 2 more babies there, you know. So, and it was my place anyway, you know, they was my grandbabies, you know, so.
And had the children been over there for a period of time?
A day or so.
Okay. So when you went over there, did you go by yourself?
No, me and my father and my mother, I loaded my mother up. She was handicapped.
Okay. And what did y'all travel over there in?
In my other little old PT Cruiser.
Okay, so you have one PT Cruiser that you drive, and then you got one for Courtney as well?
Yes.
All right, so when you got, where did you go? Where did Megan live?
Across the street at the other trailer park.
Okay, what's that one called?
High Point, I think.
Okay. So here we can see where Eagle Point is and where Henderson Mill is which direction was Eagle Point? I mean, I'm sorry, High Point.
I think it's going to be to the left-hand side.
Like over here?
Right, over in this area here.
Okay. And so did you report there first, or did you go to
Yes.
Courtney's location?
No, I went to where the babies was at.
And did you get the children?
I loaded Rissa up in the back seat, in the car seat.
Okay.
And told Megan that I would be back and get the little baby.
Okay.
And then I went over there to Courtney's to get my PT Cruiser because my sister said they was doing drugs and heavy drugs and all that stuff, okay? So as I went over there to get my car, he took off running up the hill up towards Melissa Davis's apartments there. Chris.
Always use names and not
okay,
pronouns.
And then Courtney got Rissa out the car. And then Melissa Davis and Chris come back down in her little old car and picked Courtney and Rissa up. Then I went back over to Megan's and got the little baby.
Okay. Let me just stop you for a second because you've mentioned the name Melissa Davis. Where did Melissa Davis live?
Yeah, acapella. It's gonna take one prize-winning competitive eater. What do you call that? What do you call someone who does that? Professional eater. It's going to take one prize-winning professional eater to take down AJ at the chicken wing consumption arena
At the top of the trailer park, they got a set of apartments at the top of the trailer.
But it depends, because this guy looks like he would have an old school trick. Like chicken wings, spicy chicken wings, go down 10 at a time if you swallow them with a pint of milk. Right? And he would know this. You see, AJ would be in there. He's big, but he's young. Right? So he doesn't know. He'd be in there thinking, right, I gotta eat all these chicken wings, and he's chewing. Chewing is the professional eater's worst enemy. Swallowing with pints of milk, different story. That's when you up the game, okay? This guy has been doing that for years. So we don't know. It'd be an interesting thing though, wouldn't it? How can we recreate that using technology? Because I don't think either of them are going to be up to this happening in real life, no matter who the sponsor is. But with technology, anything can happen.
Okay, and are those apartments depicted here in this photograph? You see where that number 36 is for the highway right in the middle of the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Is those the apartments there that you're talking about?
The apartments is gonna be, I think, right here.
Right where? I'm not
Right
seeing.
here.
Okay, exactly. Okay.
Yes.
So you said Chris took off running towards that direction, towards Melissa
Yes.
Davis. Okay, and just again, since you mentioned Melissa Davis, I want to clarify another point for the jury. Melissa Davis has a daughter, is that correct?
Yes.
And the daughter's name is Diane, is that correct?
Yes.
And Diane is with who?
Craig Weatherford.
Craig. So your nephew, Craig Weatherford, is in a romantic relationship with Diane Davis, whose mother is Melissa Davis.
Yes.
Okay. So when Mr. McNabb took off towards the hill, you said you went over there to Courtney's trailer to get that PT Cruiser, and what happened there with Courtney?
Courtney got restaurant of my PT Cruiser.
So she took the child
Yes.
from your car?
Yes.
And where were your mother and your father?
They was in the front seat.
Okay. And did you have any words exchanged with Courtney at that time?
I mean, I don't know. It's a year and a half ago. May I did, you know.
What about Kalia? Were you able to get her?
Yes.
So how'd you get her?
Went back across the street and got Kalia.
Now, at some point in time on that date, did you call 911?
Yes, after I called Assistant Chief Philip Bradford, he's one of my friends, and he told me to call 911 and report that I have the baby there.
Okay, and why did you call Bradford?
Because they were saying that they was going to have me locked up for taking the baby from Megan's. Okay, my daughter, Courtney and Chris.
Okay.
Okay.
Your Honor, this time I'm going to tender State's Exhibit number 14 into evidence.
Is that by stipulation or any? It's the 911.
It's a 911 call.
Okay, it's submitted without objection.
And I've got transcripts for the jury judge, if I may pass it.
Right.
Can I publish it, Judge?
You ready?
October 3rd, 2017, 6 hours, 47 minutes, and 17 seconds p.m.
Newton County 911, your emergency.
Yes, ma'am. Can you tell us how we got to my house at 65 Loudon Drive, Clifton, Georgia 30014?
Yes, 65 Loud Drive. What's going on there?
Yes, ma'am, it's pertaining to my grandchildren. You have got told police dispatch now. I'm on the phone with my daughter, but she knows that we talk to the police, okay?
Okay.
She left both her kids. They abandoned both their kids last night at my niece's house. My niece called me today at 4:30, could not get in touch with her or the daddy. I went to pick one of the young'uns up, the 2-week-old up. She snatched the 2-year-old out of the car, so I come on home, okay? Well, I called Mr. Philip Bradford. Mr. Philip Bradford is one of my buddies there. He works for the city police department. And I got back home to find out what I needed to do, okay? He's supposed to be sending me a number through text for the 1-800 or the defect number where you can call them, okay?
Yeah, so right now, hold on, let me try to figure this out. So right now, you have the baby right now?
I have the 2-week-old baby sitting on my kitchen table today.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. And so your daughter is not there right now, the daughter or the father of the baby?
No,
So you just have
no,
questions
no.
on what you can do with it, about the situation? Okay. And where does your daughter live?
Well, she lives at the trailer park on 36, used to be Pine Valley, I think it's Eagles Landing or something like that now.
Okay, hold on one second.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Official 24, Georgia Road. Vehicle for sale.
Okay, and what's your name?
My name is Tim Bell. I am, the grandfather.
Okay, and what's a good telephone number for you?
You can get me on my cell phone, 678-760-0060.
Okay, well, they're out there right now, I think, with them. So then they're going to come over there to you at 65 Loudon Drive and then talk to you, okay?
Yes, ma'am. And what the problem was, I went and took my car back, okay? That's the whole problem, all right?
Okay, I understand.
Because, the way I feel about it, they abandoned them youngers yesterday, okay?
Right.
So anyway, the police is gonna come out.
Yeah, they're coming up there to you. They're out there right now in Eagle Point talking to them, and they're going to come over there and talk to you, okay? So you'll just wait right there, okay?
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
All right, thank you, bye-bye.
Okay, y'all please pass those like you did last time.
And on Tender States Exhibit 15, which is a transcript that was just passed out to the jury for the record.
Okay. I'll explain to y'all that these transcripts cannot go out as evidence later. There's this rule in law called continuing witness. And so anything that's written down, so to speak, can't go out with you. If you ever needed to listen to it again, I would bring you back out into the courtroom and let you listen again.
Mr. Bell, why were you taking, I understand why you were taking your kids back. Why were you taking the car back?
Cause they was doing them old heavy drug things, and she wasn't doing what she was supposed to do with the car.
Drugs, what drugs were you with?
Yeah, they stole my car to go and deal drugs while I looked after their kids and bought all their food, diapers, clothes, car seats, and milk.
That she was using.
That methamphetamines.
Okay.
And I needed that milk for my eating competitions, my chicken wing swallowing.
Did you consider that a good environment for your grandchildren?
No.
Were you concerned for your grandchildren's welfare that day?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Now, after you called 911, did the police ever come out to where you were?
No. No, ma'am.
And are you aware of whether or not Miss Bell or Courtney, your daughter, called 911 as well?
Yes.
And do you know if a deputy responded to her?
Yes, I spoke to him on the phone.
And who else was present besides Courtney and the deputy? Anybody else there?
Chris.
Okay. And was your sister Kim there?
Later.
Okay. And what, did y'all ever reach an agreement about what was going to happen with the children?
Yes, the deputy told Courtney to let my sister come get Russell and bring her to me.
So did you do that?
Yes,
Where did you meet your sister?
at Alcovey High School.
Okay. And so nobody ended up pressing charges against you at that time?
No.
Okay. Now, was there any discussion at that time about getting the car back to him?
Oh, yes.
What was that discussion?
He was in the background hollering, he was wanting to trade the car back for the kids.
Okay. So
Trade the kids back for the car, brother.
He was wanting to trade the kids back for the car. I mean, it's not your car, and he is taking the kids so that they're safe from you. I mean, it's not a good starting place for a negotiation, is it, really? Hey, you want to trade your own car for my kids that aren't safe with me? Yeah, that's my priority right now. Give me a minute. I'm on the phone with the police.
So they wanted the car and you could keep the kids.
That's right.
Now,
Yeah, hey Chris, what does it say on that stupid fucking tattoo on your forehead? I need to give a description of to the attending officer. That's okay, Chris. I'll tell him that you were last seen running into the woods with a bag.
Your Honor, I would tender State's Exhibit 136 at this time.
Running into the woods with a bag. Last seen running into the woods with a bag, mumbling something about his stash. Yeah. They had laser focus. The state, the police, they had laser focus.
Without objection.
Permission, public.
You may.
A little dark, but I guess, who are these people that are in this photo?
The lady in pink was identified as Ms. Bell and Mr. Christopher McNabb.
Okay. And was this sort of towards the end of your body camera?
That is correct, yes, ma'am.
And you said that you transported Ms. Bell to, you said the LEC, but
Yes.
do you mean the law enforcement center?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that also sort of known as like the sheriff's
The
office?
sheriff's office,
Okay.
correct.
Okay. And I guess did you wait with Miss Bell for a little while?
I did.
Okay. And did you have any conversations with her?
That is correct, yes, we
Okay.
conversated.
Does that conclude your involvement with this case?
After my conversation with her, yes.
I have no further questions.
Good afternoon, Deputy James. How are you?
Yes, sir.
Good, good. You were still a trainee at the time that this happened, weren't you?
Correct.
You're still at Newton County today.
Yes, sir.
But you had gone through the Athens Regional Academy.
Correct.
And you're working with Deputy Hicks.
Yes, sir.
The two of you were the first.
Deputy Hicks. Deputy Hicks, we need you to go out to that trailer park and investigate all those Hicks. You were the first guy we thought of, Deputy Hicks. Speak to your people. Deputy Hicks.
first ones to get there once the call was made to 911.
Yes, sir.
And you, Deputy Hicks, and Deputy Walden, or Corporal Walden, were primarily the first ones who really got the story, looked around, and everything at first.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you tore that trailer apart looking for the child, right? I mean,
Yes, sir.
There was not, you looked in the freezer,
Yeah, it looked like that anyway.
everywhere. She just wasn't there. Is that fair?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Looked in the freezer? Well, thank fuck she wasn't in there. Why would she be in there? Put the kid in the fridge. I can still hear that crying. Try putting it in the fridge.
After law enforcement, I guess, realized that this was really a missing baby, she wasn't there and wasn't in the general area, a lot of people showed up, right?
Yes, sir.
Investigators
Yes, sir.
showed up. So usually a responding officer will come out and analyze a scene, and if they feel like an investigator needs to be called out, then you call for backup and investigator. Is that fair?
Yes.
And so Wade Freeman, Investigator Freeman came out?
Yes.
And did Investigator Alexander come out at some point?
Yes.
Okay. Approximately how many other people would you estimate had been there by the time that you left?
I would say that probably 15 officers and investigators.
Okay. And it was your understanding that some dogs, tracking dogs, were going to be used as well, right?
Yes, sir.
And were you there for when Deputy Elvis started tracking?
No.
Okay. You had training in tracking at some point before, though, is that right?
No.
You had actually been tracked before, is that fair?
Fair.
They had used you as bait? I don't know.
At that time, they advised me that I would have to transport Miss Bell
Right.
to the...
But previously, during your training, you had been used to be tracked by a dog.
Yes, Jet Blackberry, the baby was found immediately because it was 900 yards away in a bag under a log in the woods. Yeah, of course, Chris McNabb said that someone else came into the trailer and killed the baby as payback for a debt or something. Yeah. Exactly how would that work?
Yes, sir.
Is that fair? How far away from the dog when it began tracking to the time it found you were you?
I was remaining, and I stayed at the property the whole entire time. I didn't go anywhere.
Okay, I'm talking about during,
during training.
During the training, yes, ma'am.
Less than a mile.
Okay. And some article of your clothing was given to the dog, and the dog was supposed to track you. Is that fair?
Yes, sir.
And did the dog find you?
Yes.
All right. According to the people who you were training with, the dog went almost directly to you. Is that fair?
Yes.
Okay. You were actually probably
Deputy Elvis and Deputy Hicks. There's no crime that they cannot solve. When they put their minds together, criminals beware.
the first person, other than the 911 operator, to really get a story from Courtney Bell. Is that correct?
Yes.
We saw Deputy Hicks' cam, and he was kind of looking around, walking around, but you actually stayed in the trailer with Courtney Bell, and you spoke to her at that time.
Yes.
And at, 20 minutes after 911 called, is that approximately when you spoke with her?
I was on location with her the whole entire time, and 20 minutes later, Mr. McNabb came around.
And is it fair to say that within 20 minutes of the 911 call, you had gotten there, checked out the scene, and that you started speaking with Courtney Bell?
That's correct.
Right. And she told you that the last time she saw her child was around 5 o'clock in the morning?
Yes.
And that she had gone to sleep at that time?
Yes.
And that Mr. McNabb had received a text from his dad at 9:30?
Yes.
And at that time, the children were okay?
That's what she said.
Okay, and then a little bit before 10:30, her 2-year-old came to her and woke her up, upset, and said, "Sissy gone."
Yes.
Okay, so within 20 minutes of the 911 call, that was Courtney Bell's story.
Yes.
That's all I have, Judge.
Ross? Ms. Stone?
When they practiced tracking with you, when you went to, I guess, wherever they were tracking you to, did someone carry you to that location?
They walked me through that location, yes,
So
ma'am.
you walked with your own legs?
Right.
Okay, no one picked you up and toted you over there?
No.
Okay. And did you weigh 6 pounds at the time that they did that?
No.
Okay. Were you wrapped in clothing?
No.
Were you inside of a bag?
No.
Were you down in a hole?
No.
Okay. And was it wet outside when they tracked you?
No.
Okay, no further questions.
Thank you, Judge. State's Exhibit 136 that was just admitted, that shows you in the living room with Courtney Bell and Christopher McNabb, is that right?
Yes, sir.
During that period of time that we saw, there's a 5-minute period. Mr. McNabb is crying during that period of time, was he not?
Yes.
Okay. During that, thank you. Nothing further.
Anything further from anybody?
Nothing from the state judge.
You may step down. Any reason why she might not be excused?
No, Judge.
Excuse me, further attendance on the court. Call your next witness.
State calls Raymond Walden. Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you will give in the matter now pending before the court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay, you can put your hand down and have a seat. So just slide up to that microphone.
I got it.
All right, well, will you state your name for the record?
Raymond S. Walden,
Okay. And where are you employed?
Newton County Sheriff's Office, Uniform Patrol Division.
It's like a modern day Rod Steiger from In the Heat of the Night. What was his name? What was Rod Steiger's name in that movie? Mr. Tibbs and... I remember the town was called Sparta. Sparta, Mississippi. What was the guy's name? Come on. No AI cheats. Is that really fun? Do people do that when somebody asks a question to the group and somebody goes and asks a computer and then they come back and they have the answer and they act like they did it on their own? Doesn't that just spoil the fun? What was Rod Steiger's character called in the movie In the Heat of the Night? Virgil Tibbs and what? I don't know. I can completely blank.
Okay, and were you working in the patrol division back on October 7th, 2017?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you respond out to Highway 36 in reference to a missing?
I thought his badges had a McDonald's logo on. His badges above the shirt pocket is Wendy's, McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, KFC, and what's green? Panera. Is that green? Panera Bread. Do you think he's ever been in a Panera Bread? He probably thinks if you eat a raisin bagel, then you are definitely gay.
Child on that date?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And I guess who else was there when you arrived? Deputy-wise.
Trying to think how many deputies. We pretty much got there at the same time. I believe Deputy Hicks, 9133, she was there. I got there. I don't remember if the other deputies were there, just in the area searching.
Okay, It's 9133 Deputy James.
Yes, I'm sorry, Deputy James.
And when you arrived, what did you observe?
Well, we parked in front of the trailer and went inside the trailer there, lot 31. It was a mobile home park. I got out and entered the trailer through the back steps. There's a wooden porch and went inside the trailer where everybody was at.
Okay, and when you say everybody, who are you referring to?
Miss Bell and her small child. There was a couple other people inside the trailer looking for the child.
Okay, and when you say her small child was there, are you talking about like a 2 or 3 year old child?
Yes.
Okay, and you said they were looking for her child. That was a
2-week-old child. The missing child was approximately 2 weeks old.
Okay.
And they were looking for the baby.
And was she the only adult there at that time?
No, there was 2 or 3 other adults in the trailer that was in the front looking, and I got Miss Bell and was starting to interview her.
Okay, and what did Miss Bell say?
I'm sorry?
What did Miss Bell say?
She said that the child was in the trailer that morning at the end of the back of the bedroom, and that when she got up, the child was missing. So I just started asking her some questions, and I asked her where her husband was.
Okay. And what did she indicate where he had gone?
She said he went out looking for the child, and
Okay.
so he wasn't around. So I was just talking to her.
Okay. Did she indicate where he had gone looking for the child?
She said he went outside looking. Might have been the woods. There's some woods there, and the trailer park there was outside in the woods looking.
Well, what happened after you spoke with her? What happened after that?
Well, like I said, I spoke with her, and we did search the trailer thoroughly, making sure the child wasn't in there. And then I went outside, and then I was directing the other officers that came on the scene as a supervisor to tell them to go ahead and canvass the neighborhood, start one point, try to interview anybody that was there, see who's at home, and also search the immediate area for the child. And I was outside, and then that's when Mr. McNabb walked up.
Do you know how long you had been on scene when Mr. McNabb walked up?
Approximately 40 minutes.
And what was his demeanor when he first walked up?
When he first walked up to me, he was not excited or anything. He just walked up to me and looked at me, and I noticed he was soaking wet. His feet was muddy, and I said, "Where you been?" And he said he left the trailer and went into the woods. He said, "I walked from the trailer park to the woods across."
Yeah, and in his mind, that probably made perfect sense. Oh, I've been looking everywhere for the baby. I looked in the woods. I looked down the old mine shaft. Every well in the county. Been running around. That's why I'm all wet. I had to get in the well, look for the baby. She loves water.
The street, went across in the woods there, come back across, went to the woods beside the trailer, then I walked up here. I said, "Why did you go in the woods looking for a 2-week-old child?" He said, "I was just looking."
I was just looking. Why would you go in the woods looking for a 2-week-old child? Well, I thought she might have taken a stroll. Clear her head, clear her mind.
And I guess after you spoke with him, what did you do after that?
Well, at that time, the investigators that we called came to the scene, and I informed Corporal Freeman was the first one pulled up. I informed him what I was doing as a patrol supervisor, trying to get it situated, and that the family was in there. And then while I was there, Corporal Freeman asked me if I would transport Mr. McNabb to the LEC for him. I said, sure. Placed him in my car and transported him to LEC.
And you said LEC.
Newton County Law Enforcement Center, Jail Center, I'm sorry.
Okay. And did you end up doing that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I guess, did you have your body camera on this day?
I had it on, but I mashed it. I thought it was recording. It was fairly new. It didn't record. And then I had a rain jacket on most times, so we dug that on to get them wet, so it was covered. But no, I didn't have it on.
Okay, and if this was October of 2017, how long had y'all had these body cameras?
Ma'am, I don't remember.
Had it been a long time? Had you been wearing a body camera for a long time at that point? Okay. Did you do anything further on the investigation, or I guess in your patrol duties? Did you have any further involvement on that particular day?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what else did you do?
After I left the Newton County Law Enforcement Center and went from the jail, I went back to the scene and assisted in the search. At this time, we had multiple units arrived on the scene, and I just assisted in setting up the area of the search and helping them do that, basically, just going through the woods and all.
And were any of those units able to locate the baby on that day?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And I guess how did that day end?
We stayed there till dark, and then we all met, and they called the search off.
Okay. Did anything else happen the next day?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what is that?
Okay, at approximately 13:55 hours, I'm sorry, at 1:55 p.m., got a call to meet with Corporal Kent, who was at 270 Henderson Mill Road. He said that they had located the child and that he needed some crime scene tape. Well, I was in the immediate area because there was a search, other people were searching the area, so I responded to the scene with some crime scene tape.
All right, and what did you do after that?
Okay, I assisted him in putting up the crime scene tape. Sergeant Dickerson, who had located the child, he was around the area, and I didn't want to go near the crime scene. I knew better than that, so I just sort of stayed away and put up the crime scene tape, and he said that they'd located the child. And then at that time I said, I'm going to return back to the house trailer and see if we can locate Miss Bell or Mr. McNabb if they're there, and let them know. So I didn't want somebody to tell them or find out. So I went there and they were not there. So I said, I'm sorry.
Did either of them ever show up at the?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And who? Which one of them?
Miss Bell pulled up in a car accompanied by two other white females at approximately 15 hours, which is 3:15 p.m.
Okay. And at that time, did you?
Yeah, driving high. Miss Bell pulled up, wasted, looking for her child, with two other white females in the car. Neither of them were a 14-day-old baby.
Speak with Courtney?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And what did she say?
Or
what was y'all's interaction?
The interaction was that I asked her, I said, you aware? She said, I got a text that they found the baby in the woods. And so I said, are y'all missing a backpack or anything? And she said, yeah, my husband has one. Hadn't seen it in a couple of days. And I said, describe it to me. And she said, it's a drawstring type backpack, and it's Nike. It's blue on one side with a red emblem, and red on one side with a blue emblem on it. And she said my husband McNabb keeps it with him all the time. He carries his clothes in it, but she hadn't seen it in a couple of days. And I said, well, where is he? And she said, well, we was in the car, and when I got the text that they found the baby in the woods, he jumped out of the car and said, they're going to blame me for it, and took off running. So we drove on here. So with that information, I gave a lookout, told him where he was at, and in the area he was at, and I kept her there. And then James Stevens, 954, arrived on the scene. I talked to the investigator, and they said, well, just have her come down to the law enforcement center. So I asked James if he would transport her, and asked the other two ladies if they would follow. So they left and went down there. Then I went back to the crime scene just to keep the crowd back, and that was it.
So you instructed all three of the Courtney Bell and the two people that she was with, you instructed them to head down to the sheriff's office?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And I guess after you went back to the crime scene, were you just securing that scene?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And did you do anything further on this case after that?
No, ma'am.
Okay. I have no further questions.
Thank you, Judge. Good afternoon, Corporal.
Hey, Barney.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Good. You were one of the first three people to arrive. You, Deputy Hicks, and Deputy James were the first three people?
That I remember, yes.
Okay. And you were, other than the 911 operator, one of the first people to speak with Courtney Bell about what happened.
Yes, sir.
And she told you that the last time she saw her child was about 5 o'clock in the morning. Is that right?
I don't recall the exact time she said she saw it, but it was early in the morning.
Somewhere early in the morning. And she was asleep until around 10, well, just a few minutes before she called 911, and then she found that her child was missing. Is that fair?
Yes, sir.
And she said that Mr. McNabb was with her when she woke up.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You helped in the search of the trailer, is that right? To some extent?
I was there. I didn't do a lot of the searching, though,
Right.
so there was enough adults in there looking through the
Right.
trailer, and
Yes, sir.
they knew more about it than I did.
And you transported Ms. Bell or Mr. McNabb to the
Mr. McNabb.
Mr. McNabb to the law enforcement center, and then you went back to the scene to help with the search. Is that
Yes.
correct? Right. At its high point on
You plant any evidence? Plant any evidence on the scene? Because if you're laser focused, all you saw was a meth head and you wanted to make an arrest, be honest.
January, October 7th, approximately how many deputies were out there helping to look?
Maybe, other county, maybe 15 to 20.
Okay. And were there civilians helping to look at that point?
Sure.
Approximately how many civilians were
I
out?
couldn't answer. There's quite a few people out looking on their own.
Okay. And at some point, Deputy Bowles and K-9 Deputy Elvis came to the scene.
It is Deputy Elvis. There you go, acapella.
Several K-9s came out that day.
Right. The first one was were you there when Deputy Elvis came? And Deputy Bowles?
I'm sure I was. I don't
Okay.
recall seeing them because we were such a large scene.
Yes, sir. And do you recall that Deputy Elvis and Deputy Bowles kind of found a path that became the center of the search area?
I have no knowledge of that.
Okay. Do you recall that the Alpha team came out, which is the specialized dog team?
Yes, sir.
Do you recall that they also went down the same path toward Henderson Mill Road?
So I don't know what path they took. I'd be honest with you. I was at the main center there, and I was securing that, staying there, assisting them, but I didn't do the search or participate in that.
Absolutely.
So I don't know which way they went.
Yes, sir. When Mr. McNabb, and I'm sorry to have to go back, I didn't mean to go out of order. When Mr. McNabb initially came down from Highway 36, you were the first person to see him, is that correct?
I can't say who saw him, but he did approach me.
Yes, sir. And he was wet, you said?
Yes.
His feet were muddy?
Yes.
You could clearly tell he had been through the woods. Is that right?
I don't know where he'd been in the woods or not. I can just say it was wet and muddy, and he said he was in the woods.
And it had rained just prior to this, at some point that night.
Yes, sir.
And it was raining a little bit, drizzling then?
Yes, sir.
All right. Inside the house, do you recall anyone finding muddy shoes, anything of that nature, muddy clothes, wet clothes, or anything? Do you recall that specifically?
Not particularly, no. We weren't looking for that.
Okay. That's all I have, Judge.
Mr. Frost?
Yes, sir. How you doing, sir?
Been better, bud. Okay, thank you. You happen to hear that 911 call when it went out? Are you familiar with it?
Did I hear the call?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And in it, my client, you heard my client state that she went to bed at 5 o'clock. That was the last time she saw the child safely. Correct?
She didn't. You talking about what she told the 911 dispatcher?
Yes, sir.
I have no idea what she told the dispatcher.
Okay. Did you hear any of the traffic going back and forth?
Not between them, no. So that's
Okay.
recorded through the 911 center. They don't come through us.
But what she told you was that she went to bed at 5 after being up all night with the child?
She didn't tell me that. She just said that the child was in the back bedroom, and she checked on the child, and the child was missing.
What time was that?
When she called 911, and we got the call, the child was missing.
So that was approximately 10:30?
10:32 is when the call came out.
And she said at that time did she mention that her other child was visibly upset?
She didn't tell me that.
Okay. So basically, she just gave you the times that she last saw the child and...
The child was missing is what we was looking for when we started searching.
All right, but my client was there or she actually came back to Lot 31 when you were there, correct?
What day, sir?
The day that the search was ongoing, when they found the child.
When they found the child was the next day.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. She came back to the trailer. Yes,
Correct.
Sir.
I'm sorry if I was confused with the dates. And she was fully cooperative with you?
Sure.
Well, I mean, was she not?
Well, yes, sir, she's cooperative. We asked her a few questions. She answered them. She wasn't evasive or anything. Wasn't.
She went willingly to the sheriff's department for the statement? That's all I've got. Thank you.
Ms. Stone, you may step down. I'm going to call your next witness.
State calls Christopher Bowles.
Christopher Bowles.
Have enough break when we take that short recess. Do y'all need to have a recess? Everybody okay? Okay.
Will you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you will give in the matter now pending before the court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Okay, you can put your hand down. And will you state your name for the record?
Christopher Bowles, B-O-W-L-E-S,
Okay, and where are you employed?
Newton County Sheriff's Office.
And were you employed there back on October 7th, 2017?
Yes, I was.
Okay, and what were your duties at that date?
I was assigned to the patrol division as a K-9 unit.
Okay. And on that date, I guess, well, can you sort of explain what a K-9 unit is?
Well, K-9 unit is a handler assigned with a K-9 partner. I was assigned to a bloodhound who was certified in tracking.
And on that date, did you respond out to Highway 36?
I was.
And was that in reference to a missing child?
For a K-9 track, yes.
Okay. And were you actually working on that date?
No, I was off.
Okay. Were you called specifically in to track?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And I'm sorry. Can you explain sort of the different types of K-9 unit dogs that there are?
There's a wide variety of K-9s from the popular bomb sniffing dogs to helping dogs who are trained to assist with opening doors and leading people. Ones with vision impaired dogs are able to lead them through traffic. There's cadaver dogs and there's narcotic dogs, and my dog is tracking.
Okay, and what does tracking mean?
Tracking means he's trained to follow the scent of skin cells.
What does it mean? It means he can smell a corn dog from 3 counties away.
That we leave behind in our area.
And is that different from like what we would hear as a cadaver dog?
It's very different. A lot of tracking dogs can't stand the smell of decay and they won't go near it.
So it's Deputy Elvis, your K-9, is he just a tracking dog?
He's just tracking.
So he's not a cadaver dog?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And have you and Deputy Elvis, I guess, do you go to trainings with Deputy Elvis?
We do.
Okay. And have y'all been to multiple of those trainings?
We have.
Okay. Can you explain sort of that?
We were...
Hey, I don't think anybody wants to see Spazzy Lazarus, right? Nobody cares. Nobody cares about that. But what about hookers? Who loves hookers? You want to see hookers? Go to truecrimemetrics.com/hookers. The hooker case. Wow. I was watching a bit about the hooker case on the on that channel the other day, and he said, cadaver dogs. What can you tell us about cadaver dogs and water? what can you tell us about cadaver dogs and water? I don't know, man. They like to drink it. If they're too hot, they love a bowl.
My partner for 8 years.
But yeah, we should do a goal for the hooker case. Goal for full coverage on hookers. Metrics hookers.
We start off with a 1-week course. He's naturally trained to follow a scent. He's trained from following a scent to just human scent. And then I'm trained to watch his body language as to what he's telling me.
He finds the corn dogs, I eat them.
He'll have body language to tell me he's on a trail, or he'll have body language to tell me he's following an animal.
I know, riding shotgun. Doesn't this trial move fast? 6-minute state opening statement? Wow. It's like a freight train. It just goes. It moves, right? I love that. It's got some pace. And there's not a lot of whole drag all the way through, to be honest. Some witnesses are a little drier than others. We'll skip those, possibly. But most of the witnesses are great, and they just give such an interesting view into this world, this dark, seedy, crippled world of Middle America.
Or something like that, and we have to distinguish the differences. We also learn how to read the area and see how the terrain and weather and other factors affect the scent and its movement as well.
Okay, so on October 7th, 2000, I guess you talked a little bit about how the scent is affected by different aspects.
That's correct.
Okay. Well, let's back up. Did you actually go out on October 7th?
I did.
Okay, what did you do when you first arrived?
When I first arrived for a missing persons track, I interviewed the people who called it in to find out where they've been, what they've done, so I can distinguish my dog's body language from, see if they're either on their trail or what areas I may need to look at.
Distinguish my dog's body language. You're looking for mustard on his paws, man. Yeah, I had to distinguish my dog's body language. I was like, oh, is that Dijon or whole grain?
To see what he's going to do at.
Okay. And does that require you getting some sort of item that the person's skin cells will be on?
One thing we'll do, we'll try to find some kind of article for him to follow. And something that's the person has been in contact with. We try to get something that's been the closest to skin contact, usually underwear, shoes, socks, pillowcases we can use.
Okay. And did you get some sort of item like that on October 7th?
After speaking to the parents, they told us the sleeper was the only thing in the house that hadn't been washed, that the child was recently.
The only thing in the house that hadn't been washed? I think you got that backwards. This is the only thing that has been washed. We need to find a clean thing.
Wearing.
Okay. And what do you do with that item then?
I'll take the item and put it in a bag. Then I'll take it and put it in the.
Put it in a bag, you should fucking burn it. Wear gloves. Wear gloves.
Wheel well of a car, heat it up, and that increases the scent.
Put it in the wheel well of the car and heat it up. We're not fucking barbecuing chicken legs in a trailer park in some sort of trailer park method. Put it in an old tire. How much gasoline did you put on this chicken?
And then once I get my dog harnessed up in his tracking harness, then I'll take that scent bag and place it over his head and to give him a command to check, which means to look for that scent and get used to it. And then once I remove that bag from him, I'll do away with it. So he's not going for that. And then I'll give him another command of track, and then he knows he needs to start looking for it, and then I just follow him where he goes.
And so did you do that, all of those things you just described, did you do that on that day?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'm going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 16.
I think it's on this table.
Okay, and do you recognize sort of...
Ah, yeah, look, clever a cappella. Very Sixth Amendment. Very Sixth Amendment. This trial is flying by.
this area?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And where did you first respond out to?
The fifth trailer on the top of the U shape there.
Okay. Are you talking about this one right?
That's
here?
correct. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And can you sort of explain what? And you can, I think, draw on your screen. So can you sort of indicate? Can you press clear? I'm sorry. Okay. Can you sort of indicate where you first started the track, or where Deputy Elvis started?
We started the closest to the trailer. Oh, it's very sensitive. Right there, and then once we would do several circles around and to just getting bigger and bigger until he decides. Then he came down this way through this trail, and then we went across Henderson Mill Road and into the logging area.
Okay. So he tracked sort of that trail where there's like an opening?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And I guess was Deputy Elvis able to, can you press clear? Was Deputy Elvis able to...
Is Deputy Elvis the tracking dog? Have I got that wrong? Because... Or is there another cop with him?
Locate the child?
At that time, we were not.
Okay. Are there some sort of factors that...
I don't think it is, but wouldn't that be cool? There's a tracking dog, the best of the best, right? The ones they use to train other dogs. The best. And he's called Deputy Elvis.
Make it more difficult or less difficult, or easier, I guess, for a canine to track?
There's a lot of factors, everything from special needs. Some animals, special needs people put off a certain scent, and the dogs won't track that. In this case, the biggest factor was the
special needs people put off a certain scent. It's probably just... I shouldn't.
The size, age of the child, where it was too small to walk on its own and leave its own trail, so it had to be carried, and then if it was wrapped up in something, then those skin cells were less likely to leave that wrapping and leave a trail.
And you think the dog gets all that, do you? He's just like, okay, what do you want me to get? He doesn't want to think, maybe someone was carrying the thing that smelled like this. So now I just need to smell the thing that was carrying the thing that I already smelled. No, he just follows the nose.
Okay, so I guess a person, as they're walking, do they leave their scent?
Yes, when you walk, your clothes kind of breathe and move back and forth, causing the skin cells to come out the collar and under your shirt and your pants leg, and it just leaves an invisible trail that we can't see, that the dogs are able to distinguish that.
Okay, does the weather ever affect tracking at all?
The weather's humidity. High humidity causes the scent to leave the ground, which means the dog has to work harder to find it. Wind, it blows it around. Temperature, higher the temperature, less active the scent is in the open area. There's terrain, being in a grass, concrete, and wooded area, all those have different effects on the scent.
Okay. And I guess after you finished your track with Deputy Elvis, what else did you do?
After we finished the track, we came back, and during the track, we located some shoes, and so I photographed and collected those on the way back for preservation.
Okay. And did you, did you ever call out another team?
We did.
Okay. And who was that?
Alpha Group.
I love the Deputy Elvis thing, being the dog.
Okay. And did they sort of attempt to track as well?
They did. Their dogs are trained for cadaver recovery, so they came and they searched as well.
Okay. And were they able to locate the
Every
baby?
time, no, ma'am.
Okay. Does that conclude your involvement with this case?
Yes, ma'am.
I have no further questions.
All right. Thank you, Judge. Good afternoon, Deputy Bowles. How are you?
Evening.
Good. I was getting close, isn't it? You and Elvis have worked together for 8 years?
That's correct.
Did you have a dog before that?
No, sir.
Okay, it's your first one. And you say he follows skin cells, and he doesn't like the smell of a cadaver.
That's correct.
Okay.
We've come across that several times, and he won't go near it.
Is it just something about him? Like, in other words, is it just...
It's just him, yes,
It's just
sir.
him, okay. So he wouldn't be able to be trained as a cadaver dog because he just doesn't like the smell.
That's correct.
All right. The cadaver smell doesn't happen immediately upon death, right?
I'm not trained in that, so I couldn't be the specific on that.
Okay. So you and Elvis started here at the trailer, which is lot 31. I'm sorry. And you went round and around the trailer, basically, till he found something, a specific direction he wanted to go.
Yes, sir.
All right. And based on your training and his action, did it appear that he picked up something he found familiar?
That's correct.
And to the best of your knowledge, your understanding at that time was he picked up the scent that you had given him at the trailer.
Well, being that the sleeper was in with other items, then can't say exactly which one because I'm not able to see the scent that he is. So he has a body language that tells me he's on human scent. So around the trailer, it would create a scent pool where it sits still, it just collects and collects and collects. So that's why we slowly get bigger and bigger. And once he found a trail that left that area, that's when his body language would change, and then we would continue following that.
So you don't know if it was the sleeper that you had him smell of Kalia's, but you believe it was something that he found familiar from that trailer?
That's correct.
All right. And he acted as if he was tracking a human scent that you wanted him to track?
That's correct. And
he took you from the trailer here and took you to this cut through. And actually, you wouldn't go all the way down to the cut through. Did he go right beside that building where there's a gap in the fence?
Yes, sir. We went through the fence.
Okay. So there's a fence cut across right here, but right here beside this house, there's a gap. Is that right?
It's hard to see, but it's a little bit further down. Yes, sir. Right there is where we would go through right there. Because it was trash and stuff built up, and we followed that.
All right, so you went up that way, and you followed that line through what appears to be a path.
Yes, sir.
In that area, there are electric lines overhead, right?
Yes, sir.
So it appears to be electrical easement.
Yes, sir.
And somebody clears that out so there are no trees and no brush in that area.
Yes, sir. It's pretty clear. It's just small weeds and briars.
And it was muddy that day.
It was that area was pretty dry.
Okay, all right. And he took you up that easement all the way to Henderson Mill Road.
That's correct.
And then he took you on up past Henderson Mill Road up to this logging area.
That's correct.
Now, at some point, I believe in your report you said that you started a perimeter.
Yes.
Is that where you started the perimeter at the logging area, or did you start the perimeter at the trailer?
I don't remember. I wasn't part of the perimeter.
Okay, all right, but once you got to that logging area, did you just turn around and come back?
No, sir. We went further down in there. I would say probably several hundred yards in there to where it starts going downhill to a creek.
Okay. Why did you stop?
He began circling. There was some further down in this area. There was some trees down where they had been clearing, and he just kept circling about 100 yards in that spot. He wouldn't go in. And he just, when he doesn't want to go in an area, there's usually something there that he doesn't want, for some reason. He'll take me through briars and whatever, it doesn't matter. But when it's a large area, there's an odor he doesn't want.
Okay. And so this was past the picture in this area?
Yes, sir.
So based on his actions and your experience with him, did you think that maybe there was a dead body in that area that he wouldn't go near? Is that kind of what you were thinking?
From my past experience, that was an explanation, and because we visually searched the area, which we could, and we didn't see anything.
So his actions led you and other officers to search in that particular area. Is that fair?
Area and around the trailer.
Okay. And would it be fair to say from the trailer to that area?
Yes, sir.
Along the path that he told you?
Right.
And you wouldn't have just been one person walking the same area, you would have spread out?
We don't, anytime we work as multiple teams, we don't communicate until the end of where we've tracked, what we've done. So that way, because the dogs can sense us, so it kind of manipulates them, so we don't communicate until afterwards.
Okay. After you and Elvis finished up, then you called in what's called the Alpha Team.
That's correct.
That is a specialized dog training team from Georgia.
That's search and rescue, yes.
Search and rescue team. And they have several specialized dogs.
My understanding, yes, sir.
And some of those dogs are both tracking dogs and cadaver dogs.
That's correct.
And they're, the handler, for those dogs, all they have to do is just give them different commands and they'll go from tracking to cadaver. Is that fair?
I'm not familiar with that.
Okay.
That's how their training is.
Okay. Approximately how many dogs came from the Alpha Team?
I want approximately, without knowing the exact number, 3 or 4.
Okay. There was Alpha Team 1 and Alpha Team 2. Were there 4 on each team or just 2 on each team? Do you recall?
I don't recall.
Did you and Elvis go out with them?
No, I did. He was tired, so I put him back in the vehicle to cool down, and then as support for them, because they didn't have communication with us as first responders, so we would all team up and go with them as first support.
All right. And so you did that. You went with at least one of the teams?
Yes, sir.
Did you go with both the teams, do you recall?
I believe just stayed with one team.
All right. How many dogs were in that particular team?
2.
All right. And is it true they went down the same pretty much path you did?
Yes, sir.
Did they go past Henderson Mill Road?
They did.
All right. And they were unable to find the child as well?
That's correct.
Do you know where the child was found?
Later on, I did learn, yes, sir.
Okay. And the child was actually found on this side of Henderson Mill Road, correct?
I believe, yes, sir.
Just to the right of where Elvis tracked?
Yes, sir.
And you believe that Elvis was able to pick up a scent somewhere around this trailer, take you all the way to within a few feet of the child and not find the child?
As I said, I can't guarantee where we're tracking the child. We could have been tracking the person carrying the child. And that means the scent, once you get to Henderson Mill Road, the traffic would have swirled the scent around and moved it. And it also could have brought it into the woods down to the creek. So like I said, we don't know if he was, because I'm not able to see what he tracks to say he was on the child or the person carrying it.
Elvis and every dog on the Alpha Team, they basically had one job, and that is get that scent and go find the child. None of them were able to do it, even though they were within feet of the child.
Like we don't know, being that the child have to be carried, we don't know if we was tracking the child or with the person carried.
Or maybe the child wasn't there whenever you were searching. Is that possible?
I wouldn't know that.
Thank you. That's all I have, Judge.
Mr. Frost?
Nothing, Your Honor. Thank you.
Ms. Stone?
The shoes that you talked about finding, did you give those to the crime scene technician?
I did.
Was that Mickey Kitchens?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, no further questions.
Anything further? You may step down. We are going to take about a 15-minute recess right now, so I'll excuse you all back for 15 minutes.
Okay, while they're taking their recess, we've got to go back to the end of Tim Bell. We've got the property manager and then I think it's cousin, aunt, and sister-in-law all at once. All one person. To who? To all of them. Well, this guy. This guy is the big businessman in the area. Property wizard. He used to be the corn dog champion. Title dropped, man. Pass the torch. Oh shit, I'm going the wrong way.
Okay, and how long have you owned it?
Here we go.
It's at 12145 Highway 36.
Can you tell the members of the jury generally where that is located in the county?
It's in the south end of the county below Henderson's Grocery.
Okay. Now, do you know Tim Bell?
I do.
How do you know him?
We work together on some construction sites.
Okay. And did he have the occasion at some point in time to approach you about renting a trailer for his daughter, Courtney Bell?
He did.
And did you agree to do that?
I did.
All right. And which trailer was it?
It's lot 31.
Okay. And did you have a contract or a lease agreement or anything like that?
We had a 1-year lease agreement with Courtney.
Okay. At some point after Courtney moved in, did somebody else move in with her?
Yeah, approximately 3 weeks later, another guy moved in.
Okay. And who was that?
McNabb.
Okay. Now, did you become aware on October the 7th that there was a child missing from that trailer?
I didn't become aware until probably around 10:30, 11 o'clock that day. Yeah, that day.
Would that be in the morning or in the afternoon?
In the morning.
Okay. And what did you do, if anything?
We went over to the park.
And who's we?
Me and my wife.
Did you speak with anyone?
At that time, we walked up and we just stood around my shop area.
Okay. Was there law enforcement there at that time?
They did.
All right. Now, did you have the opportunity to go into that trailer after the baby was reported missing and then eventually found?
Not until later.
That's what I mean.
Yes.
Did Courtney live there after this happened? After the baby was found on the 8th?
Yes.
For how long?
I'm not exactly sure.
But did you go back into that trailer?
Hang on, aren't you the landlord? I mean, who would know better, right? Did Courtney live there after the baby was found? I don't know. Didn't the state establish that before bringing him in?
Not until they was gone.
But did you observe any damage to the trailer to suggest that somebody had broken in? Any signs of forced entry?
No signs of forced entry at all.
Okay. Now, I'm going to show you State's Exhibit number 16 and ask if you recognize what State 16 is.
This is mobile home park.
And is that fairly
Holly D, welcome back. TCM. Sorry. Contrary to Britain and Western Europe, the police officers, Shire Reeve deputies here in the USA are typically less educated, and few have a grasp of what is and isn't legal. Cops are the same grade of shit everywhere. You get some good ones. Occasionally.
accurately depict the
and they're all so young now. It's like, you know, why are you telling me what to do? You're 20 years younger than me. Fuck out of here. Go and get me a coffee. Yeah, lots of cream, lots of sugar, okay? Fucking cop.
aerial view of your mobile home park?
Yes, ma'am.
Y'all know offer state 16 into evidence?
No objection. Submitted without objection.
All right, Mr. Evans, I'm showing you State Exhibit 16. Do you see the mobile home park there?
Yes, ma'am.
What side of the screen is that on?
It's on my left side.
Okay. Do you also own some apartments nearby there?
Yes, ma'am.
And where are they located?
They're located on the, it would be the south side of the trailer park.
Okay. I believe that you can mark on there where that is. Can you touch? There are marks already, Judge, because the last witness did. I'm trying to clear those off. Okay. Can you place? Okay, you did mark down there. All right. Now, did you have an opportunity to rent an apartment there to a Melissa Davis at some point in time?
At one time I did, yes.
Okay. Now, are you familiar with this road here that's behind the apartment complex named Henderson Mill Road?
I'm familiar with Henderson Mill.
And that's also behind the area where the mobile home park is as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, is there a way, is there a street or a paved path or anything between this trailer park and Henderson Mill Road?
No, there's only an easement.
Okay, and when you say an easement, what do you mean by that?
I'm thinking it's a power line easement that goes from the trailer park all the way to Henderson Mill.
Okay. And is that a, I guess, popular path or cut or?
No, it's not normally used.
Okay. And can you use this laser pointer and show the jury where that is that you're talking about, the power line easement?
Runs right through there.
Okay. Is that where the clearing in the trees is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you said that that's not normally used, so your tenants don't typically travel through the trailer park to that easement to get to Henderson Mill Road?
No, ma'am, there's nothing over that area they would be going to.
Now, and you've, again, owned the trailer park for over 10 years?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, on October the 10th, 2017, did you meet myself and an investigator from my office, Bo Alexander, and some officers from the Sandy Springs Police Department out there at this trailer?
I did.
And did you give us permission to enter the trailer to make some digital images using 3D scanning technology?
I did.
And were McBell and McNabb living at the trailer at this time?
Not at that time.
And I I think I said McBell, Bell and McNabb, were they living at the trailer at that time?
Not at this time.
Nevertheless, had they left items behind in the trailer that still belonged to them even after they'd moved out?
No, everything was out.
Okay. Now, when you got out there on October the 7th, did you have any effort or participate at all in any efforts to search for the child?
No, I didn't.
Thank you. Those are all the questions I have.
Mr. Carter?
Good morning, Mr. Chairman. I'm Anthony Carter. On this map, is it the case that this is lot 31?
That's correct.
And that's where Courtney Bell and Christopher McNabb lived?
That's correct.
Okay. And so if one followed the street to this area here, this is an old building. That's not a trailer. That's just an old building.
That's just an old shop.
And there's significant amount of trash, camping stuff, things like that right in this area. Is that fair?
Yes.
Right. And then directly behind that, this is the easement you're talking about.
That's correct.
And there are power lines, so somebody from the state or some government agency, do they clean that up, or who cleans that out?
Well, I have cleaned it up in when I first bought the park, and then my neighbor was wanting to store some stuff in that little area right there, and that's who left it.
So one can.
I'm confused. Are you talking about the easement cleaned out?
Yes.
Or is he? That's what he was talking about. You were talking about the building.
Yeah, around the building. Yeah.
Right.
Now, as far as the easement, I don't know who cleans that.
Okay. But it is. I mean, even from the picture, you can tell it's bare where that easement is, where the power lines go.
That's correct.
There are trees on either side of that easement, and this is what I'm talking about here. There are trees on either side, but there is a clear area right here. Is that fair?
That's correct.
And then on the other side, there's also another area, that cleared area that comes over in this area. Is that correct?
And that's the property owners.
And, it's this person, right? This person.
That's correct.
Okay.
That house there.
There's a house here, and then this is just an outbuilding that belongs on that property as well.
That's correct.
All right. So this, on this side of the easement, this property belongs to this house.
Yes, sir.
And this is the easement where the pen is now. And on the other side, there are woods that are privately owned as well.
That's correct.
So you said you've never known of anybody, but if one were getting from this area of the park and wanted to go to Henderson Mill, that would be a way of getting there. Is that fair?
And that's fair.
It's
I hate to intercede, but there's a difference between riding something like a car.
Right.
Is that capable of being done?
No.
So you're talking about walking, Mr. Carter?
No, right. Talk about walking. There's actually a fence right here. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And there's maybe a 20-foot gap in the fence right beside
That's
that
correct.
house. And that's the way you would gain access to the easement.
Yes.
Okay. So if one were going from this area to Henderson Mill, it is possible to go through this area where there's no fence and to walk through the easement to get to Henderson Mill. You can do that.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Now, back in 2017, Henderson Mill actually curved a little bit over to the right from where it is now. Is that correct?
That part was the same.
So Holly D lives about 5 miles away from Elvis's birthplace. If anybody needs anything from there, souvenir-wise. Now, what would you get? A bust? A life-size bust of Elvis? How about the toilet that he died on? I wonder what that's worth. Did somebody buy that? What happened to that toilet? Can we find out? Hang on. Let's take a break from trial. Well, apparently, the toilet itself stayed in the bathroom at Graceland after Elvis Presley died there. What, so somebody else took a shit on the very same one? They just left it in place, in use. How would you feel? Who was the very next guy to use it? Wow, I'd have given anything to be that guy. That'd be the best shit you ever took. Wow. The famous upstairs bathroom, part of Elvis's private second floor suite, has never been opened to the public, and the room has reportedly been left largely unchanged since his death. Elvis was found collapsed on the bathroom floor near the toilet on August 16th, 1977. Accounts differ slightly on whether he died while seated or after falling forward. Or sideways. He could have fallen sideways, rolled, and then died. We may never know the truth. But historians and biographers generally agree he had gone to the bathroom during the night and likely collapsed while straining due to severe constipation and multiple heart issues. Well, it's all that singing, isn't it? Put a strain on your heart. Because the upstairs rooms are off limits, the public has never seen the bathroom or the toilet in person during tours. That secrecy helped turn it into one of rock history's most talked about objects. And coveted experiential memorabilia.
Talking about where they... Henderson Mill now goes to the left of where it used to go. It used to meet, Henderson Mill used to go all the way to Henderson's grocery store.
That's correct.
Now they've changed it where Flat Shoals Road...
red light.
Flat Shoals Road is the intersection there now. Henderson Mill has actually been moved over.
Yeah, love a Metrics birth house snow globe. We'll put it on the shelf here, right behind us in the Metrics studio. Signed by the king.
Several hundred yards to the left.
Back to the crime.
Relationship to the trailer park.
Right.
Are you saying it's still the same at the trailer park?
Still the same there.
It's on up the road that you're talking about, Mr. Carter.
That's
Is that
correct.
That's
right.
correct.
Henderson Mill, they just moved it closer to the church. It's a little
That's
bit north. So the road is different to some extent, but Henderson Mill itself and this whole area that we're talking about in here, that is all the same.
It's all the
as
same.
it was in 2017. There's some major differences, maybe a quarter of a mile up the road.
That's correct.
But those don't affect these pictures or anything.
That's correct.
That's all I have. Thank you, Judge.
Mr. Frost, you may step down. Oh, you do.
Mr. Evans, are you familiar with property, like apartments and things where there's cuts, where people have like a cut or a shortcut or path that the tenants might use to get to somewhere?
I've been to some apartments like that.
And typically, is there not something that they're going to besides just a country road like Henderson Mill?
Most of the time it's the shortcut to go to a store or something like that.
Okay, but...
Did this guy not think to, maybe throw something on? Maybe brush that hair? I mean, you don't have much to manage. You could just, flatten it out a bit. I mean, he's a businessman. He's he owns the trailer park. He's got other properties that he lets. I mean, come on. You must be bringing in some coin. Get down that barber. Get down that barber. The good one. The Italian one.
That area where you come out on Henderson Mill, there's not a store there, is there?
No, ma'am.
Is there a place to go buy cigarettes or a place to go buy beer or anything like that?
No, ma'am.
Can you hop in the car over there off 36 and get up to Henderson Mill, that intersection up there, just as easy as you could walking through the path?
Not sure what you're asking there.
If you're trying to get to the intersection of Henderson Mill and 36, wouldn't it be faster or just as easy to hop in your car and leave the trailer park and make a ride out to get to the Henderson Mill intersection?
It'd be just as easy to going up 36th.
Because otherwise, if you come back out, you're going to have to, on Henderson Mill, you're going to have to go up to Henderson Mill. Is that correct?
It's a little bit farther.
And what's on the other side of Henderson Mill? If you keep on going on this path here.
It's a big farm.
Okay. So where this cut path is, or what you call it, a power line easement. I'm trying to get that off of there, Judge, and it's not coming off for some reason. The power line easement, if you continue to cross over that way, that would go to what? This trail here that's leading across here that's going over to this area. That's just a wooded area?
Yes, ma'am.
No stores?
No stores at all.
And if you go this way down Henderson Mill, there's nothing down there either, is there?
No.
All right. Those are all the questions that I have for this witness, Judge.
Mr. Carter?
I don't know. Can I have that, please? Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Evans, as we discussed a minute ago, let's back out just a little bit. That's not the way we had it earlier, is it? Okay. So this is the defendant's trailer, and this is the easement we're talking about.
That's correct.
Now, back in 2017, if you went through this area and went up Henderson Mill Road, you would actually go to Henderson's grocery store. Is that correct?
Exactly.
That leads directly to Henderson's grocery store, where they have beer, cigarettes, just basic supplies, a little bit more than a convenience store, a little bit less than a grocery store. Is that fair?
That's fair.
Okay, and also in 2017, I think it's close, but Henderson's restaurant was also open at that time.
There was a restaurant there.
So if you left this is the bottom of the trailer park, right? Because there's a big hill going up out of it. Is that fair? So as you're going from 36 down, you're going down into a valley.
That's right.
All right. So if you left here, cut across this access area, and then went up Henderson Hill, you would get to Henderson's Grocery and Henderson's Restaurant.
That's correct.
If you went the other way, you would be going straight up a hill to Highway 36, and you would go north in order to get to the same area.
That's correct.
And the distance is almost the same. Is that fair?
It's a little shorter, 36.
Okay. But you don't have to go up the hill.
That's right.
Okay. That's all I have, Judge.
Now, Mr. Frost, did you have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. Ms. Zahn, did you have any other questions?
No, Judge.
You may step down now. And the state may call its next witness.
The state calls Caroline Almond.
Caroline Almond and her sister Karina Nutmeg. Should we do Caroline Almond tonight? Wait until tomorrow. We got to do episode 1 tomorrow, where I tell you what we're looking at and why, right? Try to stitch together a format here. Episode 2 in first place, then episode 1.
Raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in the matter now pending before this jury today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you. Can you please state your name?
Caroline Almond.
Wicked. I love you, Caroline Almond. What a great name. Miss Almond. My sweet almond. Bleached almond. I don't like bleached almonds. I need that husk, or the, what do you call it? The cusk. What is it called? What do you call the skin around a nut? Who's good with nuts? Brian Faircloth, tell us your thoughts. I think it's a husk. Or a tusk. No, a tusk is what elephants would have. It doesn't matter. Just love the name. Caroline Almond. Doesn't it sound like a box of chocolates or something? Ah. Caroline Almond. It sounds like a box of chocolates or like a song, the title track to the debut album, Caroline Almond, right?
Where are you employed?
The Covington-Newton County 911 Center.
How long have you been employed there?
9 years.
Okay. I'm going to draw your attention back to October the 3rd, 2017. Did you have the occasion to be on duty on that date?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you take...
Okay, so I think this is the 911 operator that took the call that Courtney made after her dad, Tim Bell, came round and said, "You meth heads need to clean up this shithole. It's not safe for children to be here. I'm taking the kids. Clean up this house. Clean up this sty, okay? Call me when it's done." And then she called the police and told them that her dad had abducted the children and stolen her car. It's his car. But the 911 call is so funny because Courtney's on, she's going, yeah. You know what happened? My dad came round, stole the kids, and stole the car. And she's just like, oh. 911 operator's like, what? Why would he do that? Like, she's just not interested. You know, she knows it's meth head drama. That's all they get. The lines are jammed. Meth head drama.
Take a 911 call on that date from Courtney Bell.
Yes.
And what time was that call?
I'm not exactly sure of the time.
All right. If I show you the call detail report, would you be able to tell from looking at that?
Yes. It was at 5:58 p.m.
Okay. And have you had an opportunity to listen to this call prior to it coming into court?
Yes.
Could they give the 911 operators anything more embarrassing to wear? I mean, look at that. It looks like a bad school uniform for a you know, I don't know, some school. Where would it be? In the middle of nowhere? I don't know. Just a nothing place, right? I bet people look at her like that she thinks that she's law enforcement because she's got that little badge and it says 911. But she has no powers.
Today? Your Honor, I'd offer State's Exhibit number 17 into evidence.
Objection. No objection, Your Honor.
Submitted without objection.
Can I publish it, Judge? Also have State's Exhibit number 18 to tender in the record, which is a transcript, and we have transcripts to pass off to the jurors.
October 3rd, 2017, 5 hours, 52 minutes, and 52 seconds p.m.
Me coming now. What's the address of the emergency?
Hello?
Yes, can I help you?
My dad and them came to my house. My dad and my grandparents came to my house. They had my little girl in the car. I took my little girl. They went to my cousin's house where my kids were. And took my newborn that I just had, and they took my car.
Why did they do that?
So that they were taking my kids.
Why would they do that?
All right, what address did they take them from?
12145 Highway 36, Covington, Georgia 30014.
All right, 12145 Highway 36.
Yes.
All right, is that Eagle Point?
Yes.
What lot number?
30.
30?
31 now. And I came to a friend.
Where are you at now?
Sarah. I'm sorry?
Where are you at now?
I'm trying to find my friend and get her address. Hey, what's your address? What is your address? 1837. 1837 Woodlawn Road.
Okay, do you know where your parents went to?
Yes, their house.
Which is where?
65 Loudon, Loudoun Drive.
So they just showed up at your cousin's house and took
Yes,
you?
ma'am. It's crazy.
And they didn't give you a reason why?
They said that they were taking my kids, that I had left them at my cousin's house for a whole day and a whole night, and I mean, I don't see an issue with that. My cousin has kids, and they were playing over there.
Okay, so did your cousin contact?
Yeah, but you know, the baby has literally been born 2 days ago. You might, you know, give it a week. Be with the baby for a week.
And to come pick them up?
No, not at all. I've talked to her. And she lives right there at the Village Park, like not even a quarter mile from Pine Valley, Eagles Point.
Okay, and you did not give this permission?
I was gonna say that maybe Courtney was just so eager to smoke meth after the baby was born that she just abandoned the child as soon as she'd given birth to go and smoke meth. But of course, you know, she was smoking meth during the pregnancy, most likely, right? Perhaps.
My daughter, my 2-year-old, and they went back to my cousin's house and got my newborn. My kids spent the night with my cousin, and they came today and took them.
Okay, so do you have your 2-year-old right now, or they have them?
Yes, he was in the car with my papa and my nanny when they all pulled up. And I took her out. And then a lady I know gave us a ride to my friend's house.
Okay, hold on just a moment for me, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
All right, ma'am, what is your name?
Courtney Bell.
You said Courtney Bell?
Yes. Cortney.
What's your phone number you're calling from?
I'm not sure. It's my cousin's phone. She let me borrow it. Mine broke yesterday.
Okay, so I'm going to send a deputy to you on Woodlawn Road, correct? And that's where you are currently.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, they'll be there with you shortly.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So if y'all pass those to your right.
No further questions for this witness, Judge.
No question, Judge.
Mr. Frost?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you may step down. Any reason why she might not be excused?
No, sir.
You're excused from any further attendance on the court. You may call your next witness.
State calls Derek Bartlett. Raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to present in the matter now pending before this jury today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God? Thank you. Please state your name.
Okay, before we go any further, I think we really should come back to episode 1 and go through what we're doing, right? Because it's all about to unravel. Episode 1's going to be lit. So good. So good. Courtney Bell. Chris McNabb. Everyone else. Carnies. Hook the Duck. Hook a Duck? Is that what it's called? What other carnival classics are there? Ring Toss. Hook a Duck. There's the hammer thing where you have to hit the thing with the hammer. I don't know. Do they still do that? Where do they do that? Where's a proper carnival fucking inbred hick traveling community? We'll find one. And we'll bring them on the show. Yeah, that might be happening sooner than we think. buymeacoffee.com/true crime metrics. Good job. Yeah, no, we'll be back to, well, not tomorrow. Not tomorrow. No, we have a schedule now. What is it? Wednesdays. And Fridays. Good. And Sundays, optional, with proper notice. And Mondays, set in stone. That'll all become clear soon enough, folks. Check it out on Discord. Join the link. Join the link. Click the link. Join the Discord link. And remember, always, the show, that's it, the show blew up and production moved to Los Angeles. Well, not yet. Maybe next month. Yeah. So we'll see you Friday. At what time? at a great time, at the time that's right for you. But I forget what it is. We'll put up a notice. You'll see. Thank you for coming. Thank you for chatting. Nice to see so many people in the comments with all their fantastic comments. Those members. We love those members. And the moderators. The golden moderators. Adios. See you Friday. Oh, now we can't play the outro. Oh, we'll have to play the intro again, but we'll separate them soon enough. Please note that this content is for adults only. And ducks. Viewer discretion suggested.